Good morning, everybody. How are we all doing today? Thank you for joining us, guys. It's the end of the week. It's Friday, and Harvey, go for it. What's happening?
So, there's been a complete transformation. You know the way I've been complaining about Anakin not finding decent lunch places?
Yeah.
And that he goes to the same 8 every day, and it's just getting so boring here?
Yeah.
My life has changed.
What's happened? Go on.
I am beyond.
Charles is already over it.
I am beyond. It is like changed my life. ChatGPT is telling me where to go.
Oh, guys,
And
Harvey's
it's
discovered
just
AI.
been fabulous. It has been fabulous. And I had a meeting yesterday with a guy at Fox, and we spent an hour talking about ChatGPT. And, you know, we deal with it here a lot. But now I'm all in.
You're going to have to retell this story because we're still waiting for people to come in. People are still trickling into chat. You know, we had over 120,000 viewers across all platforms yesterday.
Really?
That's live. Yep. Twitter, Instagram, Facebook.
And that's good, huh?
TikTok.
I mean, I don't know relatively whether it's good or not. God, we got a lot to talk about, too. There's something very hinky in this Hulk Hogan death that we're going to talk about today.
Something's off.
I'm telling you. And wait till you, Menendez.
People are dying to hear about that.
I mean, there's stuff to talk about today. But this lunch thing, I got to tell you, is unbelievable. What? I'm like, look how happy I am. Aren't you happy that I'm happy?
I'm happy because I don't have to deal with that anymore, it seems.
You know what? That's the beginning of job.
Hey,
well, it's true. Oh, I'm happy that I don't have to do that.
Don't make me run the union.
And then the swimming pool.
What about the swimming pool?
Oh.
You're blaming me for that too?
I swim at one of the gyms I'm a member of. And you have to book 25 hours in advance, you book the lane. So I wanted to swim tomorrow at 10 o'clock. My alarm goes off at 10 a.m.
Mic down for me, please. At
10 a.m. and 24 seconds, I try to hit the button, the pool is full. 24 seconds. 24 seconds. What good was him? Yeah.
Me.
You didn't give me a heads up.
Phone at 8:58.
You didn't give me a heads up today.
Don't even worry about it.
This has happened the last 3 weeks.
Don't even worry about it. You give me your phone. During the morning meeting, I got you. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, well, it didn't happen today. And it didn't happen 2 weeks ago.
You know where the phone was?
It didn't happen 2 weeks ago either.
It was in front of you during the morning meeting.
It didn't happen 2 weeks ago either.
Well, I'm saying.
So what am I gonna?
You give me your phone.
So what am I gonna do tomorrow?
What are you gonna do tomorrow?
Yeah.
Well, I set the timer for 8:58. You want me to drive over to your house?
Oh
That's for next.
Guys,
no, you said the timer for 8:58. That's next.
Constant bickering
That's
with
next
these two.
week. That's next week. What about tomorrow?
Yeah. Do you want me to drive over to your house and then do it for you?
I can't get a lane tomorrow.
What do you mean?
What I was trying to book was for tomorrow.
Oh, just get it at 11.
I gotta interact with our chat here. This is getting out of hand. What's up, Nisi? Good to see you, Tricky Detective.
Get it
Good to
for
see our
11.
regulars. Kat Sanchez, it's good to see you. Tia, thank you for joining. Dominic Acosta, Dennis
Or
George.
how about this? You're so close to
Beast
the
Mode
ocean,
goes
just go
on.
into the
Good to
ocean.
see you, Scotty P.
Hey, Edward,
Thank you for joining us.
did he get my
are you watching
message
from
about
Scott?
who this person was? And that's the person he called, and we haven't heard back from him? Boy, they are ducking
on Facebook.
all of our calls on this Hulk Hogan thing. And the police are, it's like if the police are watching, why won't you return our phone call on this? You know.
Over on Facebook, good to see you, Mary Garner, Sandra D. Hall, Sharada, Kiki.
Hogan and Menendez.
Yes.
Leslie, Lisa, Angie, good to all see you.
Hogan and Menendez.
Okay.
Angie's watching from North Carolina over on Facebook. Thank you for joining. AJ's watching from Georgia. How you doing, Out of Chaos? Why is Harvey loud? Is Harvey a little bit too loud?
I'm loud?
I think they mean your mic, not your actual diction. Jackson, Charles, take control. Don't the Watcher? I'll try.
Hold on.
That's a large ask over here in this neck of the woods.
I got a statement from cops, guys. Oh my God, it's a book. Your requesting yesterday caused an absolute stir with regard to the police department. Brooke received a call from the homicide detective sergeant, and the PD put out a press release. We know that. Okay? I'm bracing for them to question me now with regard to all of this because I know they are going to suspect you spoke. What?
Wait. This is a guy texting you privately.
No, but this wasn't private.
Wait, is this? I thought you said you have a statement from the police.
Well, that's what I thought this was, but
I
it's.
think this is the cop part he talked to that.
No, it's not.
I'd be careful
Right.
with that.
It's not.
Because if they wanted to snag someone's phone, they could see who sent the text.
We got a comment from the police department regarding Hulk Hogan's death, and they're saying that your inquiry caused quite a stir.
Hold on.
He's locked in, guys. Let me step back, see what you guys are saying on Twitter. Hello, Twitter. How are you doing?
Yeah, just keep it on for a second.
And of course, hello to everybody watching us on TikTok. How are you guys? Justice for Baby Emmanuel, I agree. Thank you for coming in here, Crystal and Tiny Savage. Ishida, good to see you. Big P, great to see you. D Hills, Michelle, TT, thanks for joining in on TikTok. Charles, how are you today?
Wonderful. One second here.
I'm trying to get your Slack out the way here.
Get this,
I think Harvey's discussing the situation with the police department and Hulk Hogan. So.
Yes, so we've been trying to get an answer.
Oh, tell me that you're telling them that. I have no idea.
Sorry. I don't know what's going on.
I don't know what's going on either.
Actually, I'll tell you what's going on. We have a lot of confusion about when, because we have opened this up in the newsroom and we have the whole live stream going, we are trying to figure out when we have to put the mics up and put the mics down, because there are some things, phone calls, sources and things that we still have to protect. So sometimes it gets a little wonky. Audio may cut out and then suddenly come back up because sometimes we cut the mics out. We didn't mean to cut them out. Some people, sometimes we're erring on the side of caution, but we're still trying to explain everything.
Finding solid footing here because, again, no other newsroom is doing what we're doing.
Right.
And if you guys want breaking news.
Every time you come over to my desk, I have to go like, wait, what's open on my desk?
Email's up? Is my Slack up?
This is fine. You can see it's an email about Backstreet Boys, so it's fine.
Should be okay. Should be okay.
There's nothing really
But again,
top secret there.
just want to reiterate for any new viewers, this is a live stream we're doing every morning at 9:30 a.m. Pacific Coast time. I've had a lot of fun getting to know you guys. Amazing to talk to the TMZ audience
absolutely
and
did not.
just have you guys funnel into
Because
chat. I
that's
love the
not gonna
community we've built so far. You guys are learning with us. And yeah, it's a real privilege to be able to do this. Harvey loves it. I love it. The whole TMZ newsroom has become closer because of it. Larry, good to see you. Virginia as well. I was sick to my stomach yesterday because of my finger. Why is that, Tia? Does Charles and Harvey get their hair dyed together? You know what? I don't think Charles dyes his hair that much.
But it's too late, right? I mean,
Now, this is an interesting angle because you also get to see Harvey as he's chasing down the lead. I know some people in the chat are like, why is it taking so long? It's because we want to verify the information we're telling you guys about.
Okay, is my mic up?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that. This Hogan story, I'll tell you, there's something really weird going on. I mean, I got to tell you, sometimes it makes me nervous that this microphone is on and you guys are listening to this. Okay. I'm sorry. I'm a little bit flustered by what I just read on this Hogan thing.
Can't say, huh?
No, I can't say
say.
yet, but I hopefully can say before we're done today. I'm just waiting to get a text back on this. It's weird. I mean, look, there is a death investigation. The homicide detectives are working on this case. That doesn't mean they think it's a homicide. But if they're still investigating weeks after that he died, why didn't the police tell the medical examiner to do an autopsy? I mean, pretty simple, right?
Yeah.
They didn't and didn't. So we're trying to find out from the police department why. And there must be an answer, and they will not tell us. I cannot get a call back from the public information officer, who I have called twice now, and they're not answering. And so we're trying to work around that person because that person won't be responsive. And I've put calls in to detectives there, and we're getting nothing back. I mean, we're getting something back, but I'm just telling you, it's weird. And I didn't think there was anything to it. I just thought he died of a heart attack at first. But now I'm thinking, what was this? You know, was this a malpractice case? Was it something else? You know, there's another theory here that I'm not totally discounting. And we just cannot get clarity from anybody. But this is what we do, which is you've just got to now pursue it and dig and find. But there are certain family members that have questions that have not been answered. And the police know that we're working on this because I know that internally they're talking about it. So why if anybody from the police department is listening, we're just asking a simple question. It's not like a scandal that we're trying to find. It's just, why wasn't an autopsy ordered by the medical examiner? Because the medical examiner can't do it without the police saying it might be something other than a natural death. And there must be an answer to that. And that all we're asking is, what's the answer?
Right.
And they're radio silent.
And it's not just us that want to know. There are 10,000 people watching across platforms right now that are also wondering the same thing.
And I'm not a big conspiracy guy this way, but why aren't they answering us? Babcock, wait a minute, you guys called the police, and wait a minute, which one of you guys got an answer saying that we stick with what we said before?
Edward.
Are you there, Edward?
He's doing a podcast.
Okay.
So he went back twice to the police, and the police said officially.
Everybody knows what's going to happen. It's going to be denied.
There was no foul play. It was basically a natural death. That's how they.
Then why is there a death investigation?
Well, I understand, but originally, that's what they said. That's what they.
No, I understand.
Right.
But now, so then we ask a follow-up question, which is,
Right.
well, then why is there a death investigation weeks after he died?
I think because the family has now put a lot of pressure on them, and now they're adjusting their stance on this.
But that doesn't make any sense. Families can put pressure on for all sorts of reasons. That doesn't mean the police respond.
I think
Because
that they're
Brooke
trying.
Hogan's famous. Brooke Hogan's
the Hogan
famous.
family's certainly
Yeah.
different for them, right?
That's not. Police don't do it because.
Absolutely. Come on.
I'm just telling
Harvey,
you.
you don't think police
react to.
There's got to be a basis.
There's a
to-
lot of pressure.
Okay, well, you know what?
think it's public pressure.
Okay, if you're right, then just say it. Okay, just say it. That the family wanted it, and that's why we opened it, but we still think it's a natural
Edward's
death.
back. Let's go on.
So,
Yeah. Go ahead. No, it's all right.
well, no, because when you called the police back.
Thousands of times.
Well, no. But when yesterday asked them,
Oh my God.
why did they
Wow.
why did they not tell the medical examiner, hey, you should do an autopsy? And we asked them that because we said, look, you've got a death investigation now, so why at the time of death did you tell the medical examiner, forget it, don't do it?
Yeah, they didn't respond.
And then this morning, I reached out again and said, hey, circling back here, I need an answer. And they said, we are sticking by our statement that we previously released.
But the statement doesn't answer the question.
Which, yeah, it just says, it's under investigation. We're in contact with the family. So
You've got a 71-year-old man with health problems who dies. He's got a famous family with a famous daughter who is making a big fuss, alleging that something, untoward has happened, and I think they felt the pressure. That's what I think it is. They don't go cut, people don't want their family members cut open for no reason. It's.
Well, she did an autopsy, though.
Well, ultimately,
she did an autopsy.
Ultimately, she
did. The wife did an autopsy, so that's not the Hold on, I just got another text. Oh my God.
I don't know. Well,
the wife of me explained to you.
Thought it was. I don't know if my thing's on. Tell him.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay.
No, why?
So somebody is telling me who's connected to this. Why did they never tell the medical examiner about the phrenic nerve being severed? Why didn't they tell the medical examiner that?
correct. And also
And they did, according to what I just got.
the concerns about the opioids too, correct? Like,
Edward,
yeah. No, I'm saying that
maybe we don't talk about that out loud right
No,
now. But yeah, that's a big deal.
His podcast yesterday and talked all about it. Yeah, like
I know, and I know Bubba talked about it.
Yeah,
but it's a big deal.
sure, yeah, it is. I don't know why the police didn't suggest it or the ME didn't take it on its own.
Well, I do. I have a theory based on a text I just got.
And we know
I can't
for a
say.
fact that ME is not the one who did the autopsy.
Yes,
The ME did not do the
they
autopsy.
said they don't
yes,
have the body
they
or
did
anything
not
like
do the autopsy.
That's just weird. So weird.
I agree.
Boy, Edward, come here. I'm sorry, guys. I can't show you this.
You want your mic down?
No.
Yes, I called the board today about that.
Okay.
Yes, that's who I called.
Yes.
I just called him.
Yeah.
Harvey's locked in right now, guys.
Hey, yo. Did you call?
Had not yet. I called the medical board.
I want you to call them
Okay.
and read this.
Right, that's what we talked about.
Right.
Yeah, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, okay, cool. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. There's something weird about this case, I'm telling you. And I don't know what it is, but there's something weird about this case. I apologize. I got to run to the bathroom before we start. Do they sense this too? I mean,
Yeah, no, everyone's calling it a cover-up, but I don't know where you stand on that.
yes. I mean, it's like we're asking. All we're asking for is a simple answer. If you have a death investigation going on weeks after he died, and the medical examiner says the only way we would do an autopsy is if the police tell us it was something other than natural, and obviously they think there's a possibility it's something other than natural, or else why would there be a death investigation? Why didn't they tell the medical examiner this from the get-go? Why didn't they tell the medical examiner about the phrenic nerve being severed, according to this occupational therapist who was there? Why? And they're just Charles, I mean, they're radio silent.
There's a reason.
And I'm glad we're talking on this stream on this, because we're asking for a simple answer.
I have no doubt that there's a reason they're doing this, and I can't figure out why they won't say it. But that's why I think it has to have something to do with their communication with the family.
Well, then what? But the family has been open.
Some request that the family made. Like, I don't know this, but if the ME didn't do the autopsy and the cops didn't order an autopsy, is it possible that the family or someone in the family didn't want the ME to do the autopsy? That they wanted an independent, that was their request?
You could do 2 autopsies. No.
You can do 2.
No.
Right.
Absolutely not. I can answer that. No. That if the
So the cops
do their
and order
independent.
their own, and then the family can say, we'll do our
And
own.
it happens a lot.
Right.
That happens a lot where the family isn't satisfied with the autopsy that was done by the
Right.
ME. But the fact is, they weren't objecting to an autopsy because they did an autopsy. We just don't know what the results of that are.
Right.
But the question is, why didn't the police? Because look, there are a couple
Police
of
are on the scene, and they have
Look.
a witness saying this happened.
We're going to get
Why
real.
wouldn't they?
We're going to get real for a second. There are a couple of things going on. One is we know that the occupational therapist who happened to be there when Hulk stopped breathing told the police that the phrenic nerve, which is connected to the diaphragm, which controls breathing, had been severed during a recent operation. And that controls breathing, and he stopped breathing. And this occupational therapist, at least, said to the cops, and it's in the police report, even though we don't have a copy, we know it's in there. It says it. So why wasn't that communicated to the ME? And the second thing is, there is a lot of smoke about Hulk having taken opioids.
Right.
And opioids, we know, are a trigger for a lot of what we've seen over the last 10 years.
And we know that he has had multiple surgeries, and him being on opioids.
He's talked about it being,
Right.
we know
is
privately.
not a shocking thing at all.
No, he's talked about this. He's talked
But
about
whether or not it can. Look, the opioids may or may, to me, you have if the phrenic nerve. That's the whole thing, and it seems like that would be pretty simple to discover in an autopsy.
It would be simple to discover.
It's just why didn't the cops order it themselves? And yet, the thing that doesn't add up here is the cops didn't order the autopsy, didn't check into this phrenic nerve thing, but yet they are saying they have a death investigation.
Right.
So,
What are they investigating?
right, doesn't add up.
I'm telling you,
add
there's
up
something
at all.
here. I'm just running to the bathroom. I'm
Doesn't
sorry.
pass the
you went
smell
that way.
test as we
Can you kill my mic?
please,
Oh my God.
for all our sakes, kill his mic.
A wild day in the newsroom, guys. A wild day in the newsroom. How are you all doing on YouTube? Chat's not getting it, Woody Wood. I kind of agree. People are saying we're stirring the pot, but
Does
we're not stirring the pot
pass
at all.
The smell test.
This is
So,
kind of fishy.
It might not be, but we'd only know that if they would just say what's the reason. What are the answers to these questions? And if they're not answering the questions, why aren't they? I think they're right. I think we did just stir the pot.
Well,
But
Harvey's
sometimes
also
the
correct
pot
in
needs to
saying
be
that-
stirred.
Yeah.
If people don't give you answers.
We originally thought it was heart attack, closed book. Rest in peace, Hulk Hogan.
We thought it was a heart attack.
Yeah.
Charles, have we gone to the DA?
No,
We should.
because. But here's the thing. Why would they? And I know why you're saying
Because they
that.
work with the police, at
No.
least in New York City. They do.
I know why you're saying that, but why would the DA even be involved when the police didn't even order an autopsy?
Well,
so
now the police have changed their stance.
now they're saying it's a death investigation.
So I'm saying, so maybe the DA is like, wait a
Shit,
minute, what's
sorry.
going on? This Hulk Hogan. I mean, we better get
find
involved in this thing, you know?
Yeah.
Jamie is the best. Jamie's the best.
Hey, can you get Olivia? Jackson, why the hell does this keep happening?
I think you just, like, can we just call it a day and get you some new shoes?
No, I like these shoes, but they always untie.
These shoes are an occupational hazard for you because you're walking around all the time and they always come undone and you might trip.
Did we get Suge? Did you get in touch?
No, because the message was still pending for a long time, but it says approved now because it's through that like prison system.
Is he going to call me on my cell or this office line?
What do you prefer? I can send him another one. I just said,
Cell.
Okay. All his cell.
Brandon, I wasn't alive in the
I'm online
80s,
right
man.
now, so maybe he hasn't seen it.
Yeah, I'm going to see if he can get him.
Maybe you're joking.
Okay.
Okay, thanks. We're trying to get Suge Knight to come on TMZ Live to talk about, like, this whole thing with Eric Menendez, you know, with, like, he's this kingpin in prison. And nobody knew. And it's like, Because Suge Knight's in the same prison as Eric and Lyle. So hopefully we can get Suge.
So let me get this straight. There is now no way that, sorry, it was Eric who was denied parole.
Right, but he can still get clemency from Newsom. I can't imagine Newsom overruling the parole board. I just don't see it. What's going to be interesting, and we're going to talk about this on the show, is if Lyle gets paroled. So they parole one of them, but not the other.
Because it was mainly based on behavior as well, right? The behavior
was a big,
various violations.
The behavior was a big deal.
Yeah.
They're both guilty of the same thing when it comes to the crime. Yeah.
You know the tease when we go Hank, Dan Benson.
Hold on.
It goes Hank talking about.
For which tease? I don't know.
So in the pro section.
I'll get Harvey to double tie his laces. Maybe we need to get him some Velcro, guys.
It goes.
Oh, right.
It goes
Hank, Dan Benson, and then Amber. Right.
Can I take one of those?
No, wait a minute. I thought we took
doing it as a
Amber out. I
courtesy.
thought we made it a two-element tease. Then
Can I take one
take
of those?
Amber and move it to one.
Steve, yes, Steve.
We have a good documentary coming up. It's really
I
interesting.
agree.
It's different.
I agree.
Even though the way we're structuring it is different. We're going to do this thing where we do two sides. Hey, Casey, I don't even know if I can tell them about it. Did the press release go out on the documentary yet? It has not. So I shouldn't say anything. Why not? Why not?
Guys, this documentary we have coming up is insane.
I don't know. Screw it, I'll tell them. So we're doing this documentary on OnlyFans, and it's really interesting. And what we're doing is, because it's so controversial that there are some people who swear by it and just say it's the greatest thing in the world. They can make money, they can stay at home, take care of the kids, the whole thing. And there are other people who say it has ruined their lives in all sorts of ways. And we're showing both sides, but we're doing it where the first half hour we're doing the anti, and the second half hour we're doing the pro, and then we're doing a vote. Actually, the vote is going to be today. People are going to watch it, and then a group of people, and then they're going to vote on which side was more compelling. So we're actually doing, half of the documentary is anti, half is pro, and then there's going to be a vote on which is more compelling. So it's kind of interesting. It's going to air September 2nd on Fox Network at 9 p.m. Eastern, 8 Central. It's a really interesting one.
Two things, Harvey. First of all, you got to double tie those, double knot those if you haven't
I don't know how
already.
to do it. Anyway, go on. Next.
You don't know how to do it? What do you mean you don't know how to do it?
I don't know how to do it.
How long is the
You don't know how to double tie, double knot your laces?
Nope.
No.
Yes.
No.
Or maybe you're just baiting someone to do it for you.
I'm not going to make him do No.
Okay.
ChatGPT.
Maybe we need to just get you some Velcro then.
No, I'm fine.
Harvey Levin's on.
All right. Second thing is, there is no possible way, aside from Newsom granting Eric clemency, that he is ever getting out.
No, that's not true, because he'll have another parole hearing.
Oh, he'll have another one.
I think what we heard was that in 3 years he'd be eligible for another one. So if he's a Boy Scout for the next 3 years, I mean, who knows? They could change. So yeah, it's not over. With the Manson family, I think it was Patricia Krenwinkel, where, Janet, wasn't Patricia Krenwinkel granted parole? And I think the governor denied it. I think the parole board recommended.
She was recommended
Which?
in June 2025.
And Newsom denied it, right? Or not? Yeah, she was granted parole this year. And she was a Manson family member, and she was denied.
He denied her first recommendations, but
Yeah, he denied the first recommendation. So, in the case of the Manson family, they were all denied, and she was denied, and she's in her 70s now, and they finally said, okay, she's rehabilitated. So even the Manson case, which was horrific, that one of the members, they said, was rehabilitated. So you know, it's possible.
Okay.
It's possible, yeah.
Next poll, should Harvey get new laces or slip-on shoes?
No, you know what? I'm not, you're going to send me to Leisure World if I get slip-on shoes. I'm not doing that.
Maybe some, some Velcro. We should
I'm not doing
You know
it.
what you need? A nice pair of Skechers.
Here's the thing.
We get the light-up Skechers every time you walk.
I get
like
up at 2:45 in the morning and work out. Do you? So don't tell me to get...
What does that have to do with anything?
Well, because they're telling me to get slip-ons like I don't know how to tie a shoe.
You don't know how to double knot your shoe.
I don't need to have...
Everyone in chat is freaking out about that, by the way.
First of all, the laces are not big.
Weren't you a Boy Scout?
Yes, I was.
You should have learned how to.
I was a Boy Scout. I was in the military.
And you don't know how to double knot your shoes. That is crazy.
So?
People are saying get some Crocs.
What are you seeing?
You want Crocs?
Newsroom did not. Screw you guys. I mean, seriously.
You used to wear Hey Dude. 3 years? Yeah, 3 years. Right.
Well, they were low.
The poll is up. Harvey's next pair of shoes, laces, slip-ons,
No,
or light-up Skechers.
I don't. I'm not going to listen to you. Are we ready to go? Hey, Charles.
Come on, guys.
I totally forgot to tell you.
Rally with me and get some light-up
I have
Skechers.
a 12 o'clock meeting. Can you look at the show?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay, let's do it.
Oh, I like Zumba.
Oh, and I got a great lunch choice today.
See, you always say that.
No, this one, I'd be happy with, I'd be happy with either one you guys pick. Because guess who picked the options for
Oh
me?
my God, ChatGPT.
ChatGPT, and it's so much better than what I'm used to.
So you are...
What do you prompt it with?
Huh?
What do you prompt it with?
Why? All of a sudden you're insecure.
I'm curious because for me it's like get me lunch options, and for ChatGPT you say get me this.
No,
this,
actually no. You know what I said?
And this.
You know what I said? I said to them.
city, right?
No, I said to it what I say to you, which is, where can you get the best chicken in Santa Monica or Venice?
And how do you know it's the best chicken?
Well, we're gonna find out, aren't we?
We are. Eric.
Ask ChatGPT to make you one.
Good morning, D-Tone. Good to see you. What the Slip-ons is winning.
I don't care. I'm not going to listen to you guys. I'm not listening to you guys. What?
What did AI say was the best chicken?
Oh, I got a whole bunch of options. Milo and something is one that caught my eye. But they like Cha-Cha Chicken, which is in Santa Monica.
Oh, that's the best.
Cha-Cha Chicken's good.
Yeah, but it's not healthy, so you're not going to like it.
I know. But they
It's fried.
Huh?
No,
No, not all of it's fried. I already looked.
Also fried.
Well, we'll see. We'll see how this goes. We'll see how this goes.
No, I'm so into this.
We'll see.
So
we'll see how into it you are.
You are just now getting acquainted with ChatGPT. What do you think?
Do you guys remember yesterday?
I love it.
You remember yesterday when I told you that Harvey is the king of like hopping on, so everything becomes trendy for him. It's like, this is my thing. It's the best restaurant. It's the best this. It's the best. And he goes all about it for anywhere from like 3 days to 2 weeks. ChatGPT is now that, and he was in full. I can't actually. I'm embarrassed to tell you what his first 2 questions to ChatGPT.
What was it? What were your first 2 questions
They were
to
good.
ChatGPT? What were they?
I wanted to know who would win in a fight, Wolverine or Captain America.
Okay, that's a good prompt.
That's a good one. That's a good one, right? And then it escalated from that to what?
I had a talk with Hitler.
Yeah. What? Yeah. He's like, oh, I'm gonna talk to Hitler. I'm gonna ask him all kinds of questions.
It literally went from that question to talking to Hitler. Like, there was no in between.
And then it moved quickly to we don't need Anakin anymore, and yeah.
Well, you can't talk to Hitler through Anakin.
Yeah, no. And we
are going to be talking about AI today on the show.
I love this guy, the guy that we're going to have on.
Tristan.
He is the most, as far as I'm concerned, the most influential, important person in the whole world of AI. He is an AI ethicist. His name is Tristan Harris. He is fabulous.
Sir. Tristan.
I said Tristan.
You said Tristan.
Oh, Tristan.
Play it back.
Respect the French.
He's great. He's
It's gonna
great.
be like Jensen Huang,
Okay.
Sam Altman.
Okay. Here we go. Let's do this. What are we leading? We're starting with Hulk. Okay. Okay. Who's talking? Okay, we'll just migrate over.
Charles is getting his morning boogies out. This is like a
okay. So
listen up.
Okay, we're gonna start the show. I don't want to hear about that poll anymore. By the way, we're done with that.
What was the poll question?
About whether I should wear.
It was if he should wear slip-on shoes or Skechers, like
because your
Skechers.
laces are always untied.
I don't know how to do a double knot. Okay.
And he was a Boy Scout.
I'm not
You know,
ashamed.
there's also a way you do it where you can tie the lace, leave them tied inside the shoe.
They're not long enough.
They're definitely long enough.
No, they're not long enough. Okay, I don't care. Okay, let's go.
They're definitely long enough.
Let's go. I don't want to talk about
I might let Chad decide if I should shave my whole head. I think I might get a buzz cut.
You don't want to do that.
Why would
Because you already know
that?
what they're going to decide.
Would you rather this mop?
Wait a minute, are you asking them whether you should? You're crazy.
I might do it. Yeah.
Why?
Why not?
Have you ever done it?
I'm young. It's not going to end my life. I'll just have a bad haircut for a few months.
Or it'll be back in like a month and a half.
exactly.
Who cares?
But why?
What do you mean why? Never had a buzz cut before. I might try it out.
You've never had a buzz cut?
I can try things. No, never had a buzz cut.
Okay, here we go.
I guess the bigger question is, why do you care?
Well, because I did it once. Well, I had to do it once when I was in boot camp, and they shaved my head, and
like a cool
I have the ugliest head. If you literally, no, they had like 3,000 guys in boot camp. It was crazy. And if you took if there were at the time, if there was a drone, and you took it over all of them, you'd point my head out as the ugliest head among the entire Lackland Air Force Base.
They had drones back then. They were called helicopters.
Right. Seriously, it was it's the worst. Okay.
No, the poll can't go up now. I'm not ready to
Oh, you want to hear something funny?
What's up?
No, seriously, when I was in boot camp,
I swear we're going to start the show.
I know, but when I was in boot camp, I'd never used a straight razor before. I had an electric razor, and
yes, I've heard this story also.
He did hear the story. And so the first night...
I honestly feel like I was in boot camp with him. I've heard so many of the stories.
The first night, they made you shave your sideburns from the top of your ear down. And they gave you a straight razor, and there were like 4 or 5 sinks. But there were so many guys that they were like 10 deep, and only the people in the front could use the sink. So everybody else had to do it dry. And I had never used a straight razor. So I'm like trying to do it, and I couldn't see anything because I'm in the back. And then they make you stand at attention. And I'm like this thinking, don't come to me, don't come to me, don't come to me. And this sergeant walks over, and I am bleeding, like dripping blood. It's all over my clothes, dripping blood. And he said, you. And he singles me out, and he puts me in the middle, and it was just awful. It was.
Didn't he kick you?
And that's how we lost the war.
Well, he kicked me from time to time, too.
Ah.
But I also did something really bad to him by accident. Okay, let's go.
Oh, the Korean War.
It was not the Korean War. Okay, let's go. Let's go. Here we go. Okay. Welcome to TMZ Live. There is something that does not make sense about Hulk Hogan's death. And the focus, as far as we're concerned, is the police department.
Right, and what they are now calling a death investigation. And there's a phrase in the news biz where you say something just doesn't pass the smell test.
It doesn't. So this is a situation where when he died, we broke the story, and what we were told was he stopped breathing. And what it seemed like it was a heart attack.
Right.
So, end of story, right? They didn't do an autopsy.
Which also makes you think end of story, because they didn't do an autopsy.
Right.
It must have been a heart attack.
And so,
RIP, and
a little time passes. Brooke Hogan starts raising questions. Why wasn't there an autopsy? She started raising questions about the way in which he died. And then we found out that the phrenic nerve, and that we know this because there was an occupational therapist who was at Hulk's house. Hulk was sitting in a chair when he stopped breathing. There was an occupational therapist there at the time. He told the police that the reason he died was that Hulk had had a recent operation, and they accidentally severed the phrenic nerve, which is connected to the diaphragm,
Basically,
which controls breathing.
Right. It's connected from your brain to your diaphragm. It's how you breathe. And if that's damaged, obviously, you know what could happen. It now makes sense why Brooke said, now that we know it's in this police report, that's where we found out about this phrenic nerve, and the occupational therapist who said this. But remember, a couple of days ago, Brooke posted something where she said, there's information that will change the narrative around my father's death. And we kept going, narrative? Because there's no narrative. Like, he had a heart attack. That's what we all believe.
So we start calling the police, and our inside information there is that these stories that we've been doing has caused a stir at the police department. I don't know when they opened this death investigation, but it's been weeks since Hulk died.
When they started calling it a death investigation.
But the big deal is this, that we call the medical examiner, and the medical examiner said, we said, why didn't you do an autopsy? The medical examiner said, we don't do an autopsy unless the police tell us that it was something other than a natural death. And we were told that the medical examiner never even knew about the phrenic nerve being severed. So they said, well, we were never told this. So we're calling the police back, and we're asking the police to, I mean, literally 15 minutes ago, you know, I made a call, and so has our sports department. Nobody's heard back from them. I mean, other than saying, we stick by our original statement, but the original statement said nothing about...
about the phrenic nerve or about this statement that was made by the occupational therapist. This is the part that is confusing, it doesn't make sense. If the police know, and we're told that this occupational therapist is on body cam speaking to people in the room about the phrenic nerve, so the police heard this conversation. They're aware that someone on the scene said that there was a nerve damaged in Hulk's body that would cause him to stop breathing.
Not only told that, they wrote it in the police report.
Why isn't there an investigation?
Well, now there is an investigation, but there wasn't an autopsy. It turns out...
How is that not part of the investigation is my point.
Now, his wife, Sky, did do an autopsy, we're told.
She independently had an autopsy.
We don't know what the... Hold on, there's one other thing. Guys, are you guys aware of the opioid claim?
Yes, very much so, yeah.
Okay, so this is Bubba talking about...
Bubba the Love Sponge, yeah.
Bubba the Love Sponge, which we explained is one of Hulk's best friends.
Yeah, longtime best friend, at the center of the scandal regarding the sex tape. He went on his radio show this morning, or yesterday morning, and basically explained that he believes that Hulk was addicted to opioids and believes that at the time of his death, he's concerned that maybe Hulk possibly OD'd on opioids.
And I will say, without being specific, I have spoken to people connected with that family who have told me that this has been an ongoing problem with Hulk because he had so many surgeries, and I was told that there were points in his life where he got addicted and wanted to get off them, but went on and off. So that raises a whole other issue in terms of a death investigation that were opioids contributing to him stopping breathing.
And the only way to find that out is to get
an autopsy.
Right. So Sky had this autopsy done independently. She told us yesterday she doesn't have the results yet.
She intimated that there's no results yet, or that she has the results, but she doesn't quite understand them.
I think it's that.
Again, the joke she used was, I'm an accountant. I don't know how to read these kind of deals. So who knows what the autopsy says currently, but she says she will release them at some point, but she wants the totality of it all before she lets it go.
That's, at least they did an autopsy, but it doesn't answer why the authorities treated it this way. And so now you've got the phrenic nerve, which we know they knew about. You've got these, they're not allegations. I mean, I spoke to somebody who was in a position to know this and talked to Hulk about it. And they talked about the opioid issue and how he wanted to kick it, after various surgeries. And so why wasn't there an autopsy? And the bigger question, why are we not getting any calls back? From multiple, how many times did you call the police yesterday?
At least a dozen, maybe, roughly, somewhere around there. It's double digits.
And I've called half a dozen.
Week. Yeah, so I don't know. I don't know why. What are they investigating? because they ruled it natural causes already, correct? Because that's what the ME is saying. The ME won't do
But
it.
see, that's the thing. They're saying it's natural causes, but if they say that, why is there a death investigation?
Then there shouldn't be an investigation, correct?
And
Because
there
you've
is
already ruled it as natural causes.
And I don't want to overplay this because sometimes they do it this way.
Yeah.
But the detective who is in charge of this is part of the homicide division.
Right.
Now, we're not saying it's a murder or anything like that, but they're taking it seriously.
Yeah.
They just won't explain it.
I'm Ty Wilson in Denver, Colorado, and it's hard to believe that Hulk Hogan could have passed away from a small mistake like this. But beyond that, I think it's more interesting to hear that the family is claiming these medical malpractice theories or talking about them, and they have an autopsy, but they're not sharing the results. It makes me wonder, are they going to take this to court? And what exactly might those legal battles look like in the future if they do?
I mean, I don't know what you do going to court. I mean, because...
Well, if it does turn out, if the autopsy shows that the phrenic nerve damage or compromised, as how Sky put it, if that did have something to do with his death, that's a malpractice lawsuit.
Maybe.
It's not criminal, but...
Right, but it's not going to involve the police department.
Right.
So we're short of answers.
Yeah.
Hey, Daniela, before we talk to the people on the stream, you rolled the earlier thing. I think that's going to confuse people because we never really referenced it specifically.
The earlier...
They showed me going over to Edward, and as
you mean
B-roll.
this morning?
Yeah. And
yeah, that's definitely confusing because you're in the same...
Yeah, it's really confusing. I would take that out. Well, Jackson has a bunch of shots of me calling the police department.
But again, you're still going to have to put it into Mortis. It's just going to look weird because we're in this same...
Yeah. No, because we referenced it yesterday. No, I didn't. No, all I said was that I've been talking to the sports department. I didn't say earlier. I mean, one is getting on the phone when we said we made calls, and that at least references an earlier thing that happened.
No matter what, if you got to put it into Mortis because it's still going to look like you're just in the newsroom. Like suddenly you're going to cut to something.
Okay, fine. Put it in Mortis.
Or you. But
the Mortis
does, and you should say earlier today.
But the Mortis doesn't work just walking over to Edward. That doesn't work. You know, if we're talking about having made a phone call to the police earlier today and Jackson's.
I think if you put it in the Mortis and you have a swipe on it that says earlier today.
I just think the walking over, the phone works. But walking over to the sports department, to me, it just seems weird to me. The phone works. Okay. Okay, so what do you guys think?
Okay, so 2 Words says, by the way, there could be an answer to these questions. It's just that authorities are not ready to release their answers because they are still conducting their investigation.
Yeah, but that doesn't answer the question. If there is an investigation, meaning you don't know why he died, that's when you do an autopsy. Mm-hmm. In other words, if you conclude...
We wouldn't have any of these questions. If they had done an autopsy, then it would be clear that they were looking for answers as to how he died.
Right.
And that they were investigating it. That's what doesn't add up. That's it, is the fact that they're calling it an investigation, yet did not order an autopsy.
The investigation means they just don't know yet. You're right. But if they don't know, that's when you do order the autopsy. So why didn't they?
Speaking of not knowing, Forever Marvel says, Harvey, when you're telling these stories, just say allegedly. You don't know.
About what?
We do say allegedly when...
No, the one thing I do know is the opioids thing in terms of who I spoke to. And what Bubba says as well.
Mm-hmm. How is that not, David Hall says, how is that not criminal unless the surgeon didn't know he made a mistake, but if he did know, and didn't fix it and sent Hogan home anyway, I would like to think that that would be criminal.
I don't know that you can fix it because they seem to know that the nerve was severed. So the surgeon seemed to be transparent about it, and the family knew about it. That's why the occupational therapist said it. So it's not like he hit anything. I don't know that it can be corrected, or maybe there was a plan to correct it. I don't know, but it's not like this was hidden.
There has to be a way to correct it. You can't just send someone home and go, oh, by the way,
Well, he was sent home.
No, I know, but...
I'm not a doctor. I don't know.
I don't know. Exactly.
There'll have to be a lawsuit to hold who...
Well, I'm a doctor. I'm a juris.
There we go, jurisprudence.
Well, I am.
Prince David says there'll have to be a lawsuit to hold whoever severed the phrenic nerve culpable.
Maybe. Maybe.
How are we making? Oh my God, I'm gonna pull my hair out.
What? Why?
How we're making this connection between the death and this phrenic nerve? We have no idea that it had anything to do with his death, and now we've essentially said it's the cause.
No. The occupational therapist said that. No.
What the hell does she know?
No, I agree with you. I'm not saying it is the cause.
It's a wild speculation.
But here's the thing.
It is speculation, but you know
Why
what
is
would
there
answer it?
An autopsy,
which was done.
No, not by the authorities. Why didn't the police order an autopsy the day he died?
Why didn't police order an autopsy? Because there's nothing suspicious.
Then why are they doing a death investigation?
Because his daughter, who is a celebrity, has made a big fuss about his death.
Well, then say that. Then say that.
They don't want to say that to her. Hey, she's espousing crazy theories about Scientology and other things, so we're going to look at it.
So wait a minute. So you think that the police did it because they're saying, oh God, his daughter wants it.
People around Hulk Hogan loved him, and I think they cared deeply about him, and I think that somebody who hadn't talked to him in years is pointing fingers from thousands of miles away.
There's got to be, well, there's not thousands of miles. She's in Florida.
All right.
There's got to be,
wherever she happens to
be a simple answer as to why there's a death investigation.
I really.
Why are they evading us?
I truly believe it's because of the fuss that Brooke Hogan has made.
Well, then say it.
Yeah. They should.
I have another comment.
Or it's something else.
That could be true. Those are two options.
Yeah.
Or something else.
Does Harvey know how to ride a bike?
Oh, no.
That's debatable.
That's a crappy
What do you
question.
mean by, what do you define know-how?
That's a,
like, how far would he have to go on the bike for you to feel like he knows how to ride a bike?
Charles walked off camera for a little bit.
20 feet? Are we talking
Yeah.
a mile?
is so not fair.
Charles was typing on his phone.
I was actually, I used to bike every day. And
Let's take you back about 5 years.
During the pandemic, Charles and I were doing TMZ. Were we here or no? We were at home.
Doing TMZ live from home.
And so we were on a Zoom together, and we finished the Zoom, and I think it was like 4 o'clock in the afternoon.
We were in a commercial break while we were shooting TMZ live, and you were telling me and Chris.
All right.
Chris.
Steve.
About his new e-bike that he got. He was so excited. He had this e-bike, and he's like, oh, I'm riding around. I'm going so fast. It's great. And then he said something about, oh, I went around a turn, and like, oh, the pedals clipped, but I saved it. And we both to ourselves were like, you should really be careful out there on that bike.
And then I think I said something like, God, I'm worried something's going to happen, or something like that. 45 minutes later, I am laying on the cement on the Venice bike path because I got cut off. And
because you got cut off?
Yeah, I did get cut off by the two guys, because the two guys came back.
You tried to thread the needle.
No, I didn't try to thread the needle. They cut me off, and because they felt guilty enough that they came back because I shattered my hip.
They came back and then just left you there?
No, they carried me 3/4 of the way because it was so far from the bike path to the boardwalk that they left me in the sand. And that's why I was laying there for 40 minutes, because nobody would help me because they thought I was going to give them COVID. That's why I was screaming.
So wait, the guys, they just left you there?
They left me there.
Why didn't they call an ambulance?
They didn't.
I never heard this part of it. Wait
No, you
second.
did.
The people that you were involved in the accident.
Two guys.
Two guys. They were on bicycles also, right?
Yes.
They carried you.
They carried me 3/4 of the way from the bike path to the boardwalk.
Right.
And for whatever reason, they just left me. It was like I was too heavy. I don't know what it was, but they put me down.
You definitely weren't too heavy,
dude. I'm just
two guys.
I'm just telling you. You know that I was laying there forever because I called you.
Yes, I know.
And I called an ambulance, but they didn't know where I was.
Called an ambulance? Was it that bad?
I had surgery.
He almost died.
You had surgery.
I almost died.
Died.
No, but
because this guy cut you off.
I don't know about it. Anyway,
I didn't know, but I don't know. Did you have the surgery before or
so
after?
he calls. He's clearly in incredible pain, but he's like, I don't know where I am. So then I start calling a few other people who are closer to the area, and I was like, we got to go find Harvey. He is writhing in pain somewhere near the bike path.
That's crazy.
And they finally found him. Then the ambulance found you.
Right.
And then I got a call saying, I don't know, I'm like, I can laugh now, but literally someone's like, yeah, he has severe internal bleeding. And I literally hung up the phone and I said to someone, I was like, hope Harvey's alive in the morning. Like,
I didn't know it was that serious.
I didn't either. I was saying to the guys driving the ambulance, I said, why do you have the siren on? And they were just like, just trust us.
I never knew that.
And now.
And I was back to work 4 days later.
Sort of. Sort of.
No, I didn't. I was in the hospital.
I
was in the hospital for 2 days, 3 days.
Got home. He zoomed in.
Because we were in Zoom.
We were doing home. And now, as a result of that, watch this. You can kick him in the hip, and it's titanium, and it won't break.
Shout out to Dr. Neil Elatrash.
Wow.
And others.
I thought this bike fall was like just like hit your knee, but this.
No, I shattered my hip.
Right.
And should we tell
I learned something new about TMZ history every day.
The postscript?
Okay, what happened?
So he survives all that, has a miraculous, actually recovers amazingly quickly, and decides, oh, I'm going to get on a bike again. Because he followed the old thing, well, you fall off the horse, you get back on. And first day back on the bike, he got hit by a car.
It wasn't bad, but the bike tumbled, and I thought, okay, I'm done with bikes. That was it. Okay.
Final destination, and then the bike was sold.
Yeah, so the bike's gone. Okay, what are we doing here? What Menendez? Really, we're doing Menendez A2. What's B1?
That's funny. That's funny.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, let's do Offset instead. How long? Wait, was that 7:4? That was 7:48.
Well.
Yeah, then let's do Offset. That's two and a half minutes. Yeah. Yeah, we don't want to do Menendez in A2. Okay.
You're still laughing.
Yeah, I know. He takes such pleasure in this.
When he told me he got hit by a car,
I seriously didn't know it was that serious.
Did laugh
Oh,
when he
it
told me
was.
he got hit by
I
a car.
almost died.
I actually did laugh when he told me he got hit by a car.
What? She was 100 miles from Clearwater.
I was on a roll.
She's 100 miles from Clearwater.
You gotta admit it was a good line though when he said pointing fingers from thousands of miles away, and you just go, she's in Florida.
Dummy.
Someone said your laces got caught up in the bike.
No, it was
not what happened.
No, it was bad. It was really. And
hoping she lived far away.
when I'm laying in the sand, there's this guy who's loitering around, and he looks at me and he says, "TMZ guy," and he says, "I want to take a picture with you," and I'm like, "Dude, I am really injured," and he gets mad and he's like, I want to take a picture of you.
So Harvey took the picture with him,
and
we have, to this day,
we have never seen
for
the
this
picture.
person to produce this photo.
If you're watching, please produce that photo.
send the photo.
And he comes like literally up to my face and taking the picture.
Are you
so I'm
on
thinking,
the floor?
oh good, I have a shattered.
Get up. He's got a shattered hip.
I could not get up. My hip was shattered, and so I'm laying there, I'm smiling like this, and so my hip is shattered, and I'm thinking, great, I've got a shattered hip and COVID now, and it was like, oh God.
Oh, 2020 was a hell of a year.
Oh God. Okay.
Oh, we're not doing it?
What a year.
Oh my God, that's
Oh
great.
shit, this is Suge, I think.
Ooh.
Mic up? Mic down?
You put the mic down.
Suge?
Yo, Suge. Yo, Suge, what's up?
Put it down.
You can go stand up. Fine.
Really?
Yeah.
He
Okay, he says sound up.
I hope you're saying sound up.
He knows what he's doing.
5, 5, 5.
Do Trent, do you have the side of the song?
Thank you for using Global Tel Link.
Suge Knight is calling from prison.
Hey Suge. How you doing? Hey, listen, we are shooting TMZ Live right now. I would love to be able to put you on because, you know, I'm sure you followed Eric's parole hearing yesterday. And it was just some of the things that went on, you know, where, you know, there's like, nobody knew about, you know, tax fraud schemes and stuff like that that came up. Just to talk about the culture in the facility you guys are in, would you do a couple of minutes with me on the air? Okay, hold on. I'm going to put you on speaker, and right now we're streaming on YouTube, so the people are going to hear you. Hold on. Suge, you there?
Oh.
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay.
Fine, right?
So here's what we're going to do. We're going to tape this part right. Oh. Well, it's the correctional facilities.
No.
Yeah. So we're going to tape this part, and why don't we just, Daniela, let's just shoot this part, and then we'll back it in later, okay? No. And I don't want to do that because I'm afraid I'm going to hang up by accident. Okay. No, we're boomed. We're boomed.
Boom's here.
Okay. So we'll just do it joining us now.
Yeah.
So joining us right now is Suge Knight, who is at the Donovan Correctional Facility where Eric and Lyle have been. Suge, welcome back to TMZ Live.
And what's good with you?
Look, I was kind of stunned, and I think Charles too, when
to hear all the things that came out in the parole hearing that they say Eric was doing all this time that he's been in the prison, like the tax fraud scheme,
which was part of a gang.
Yes, and that we didn't realize that all we had heard were the good things that he did in the prison. But is this what was the reaction in the prison to the parole hearing?
I mean, everybody knows what's been going on, but you gotta understand something. That's just like somebody's going into the jungle and they're trapped into the jungle. Either you're gonna survive by eating animals or hunting or doing something, right? So when you take, I don't care who it is, I don't care if somebody wants to be square, somebody wants to be tough. Anytime you're incarcerated, you're behind those walls and you're in prison, there's certain things you're gonna have to adapt to. And you're gonna be more into trying to do better, or you're gonna be more sometimes caught up in surviving. And nobody's perfect. You can take a judge and put him on the yard. Everybody's gonna do something wrong. One thing about this crime goes in the world, right? This is like even with myself. There's pictures that CEOs take of me and it's on the internet and they sell them to a guy who does a podcast for money. So when you look at the brothers, nobody's perfect. I think that everybody should look at it and see how much a person changed. But one thing about prison, if you get no write-ups, they're going to think you're manipulating the system. Because it's impossible. not to get some type of write-up.
That's interesting. So, they made such a big deal, Suge, about him having a cell phone that he shouldn't have. Is that more of a sin than I would have thought? Because they made a big deal of it.
I mean, they don't want that, because I guess they want to be able to monitor everybody's phone calls. But, it's people that work for you probably doing some things they should.
This call and/or telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
They might be going to the restroom and eating mushrooms to come out all over the place. Who knows? Nobody's born perfect. And nobody shouldn't want to be perfect. To be perfect, that means you're immortal. If you're immortal, you won't even be on Earth. So a lot of, lawyers got to understand something. Like, today, Lyle should have put his hearing off for a year. If he put his hearing off for a year, he gets to come back in a year and have his stuff much prepared. Himself much more prepared. But if he go in and they deny his brother, to get brother for 3 years, I'm quite sure they're going to do him for 3 more years. So all these things that we go through to get out of prison, just like even my situation. I know people say, oh, you talking about your own situation. Yes, I do. I mean, I'm in a situation where the biggest Larry Longo made a mistake. I actually have no strikes. Then again, they give me strikes. And all these things go on to the point where sometimes it puts people to the limit. When you're in prison, it's hotter than usual. It's colder than usual. The food is horrible. And everybody don't adapt to the fact that if you don't cook it, you don't eat it. That's my rules. So everybody want to judge until it's time to judge themselves. But your environment plays a role on you.
Did you see Eric last night after the parole hearing?
I didn't see him after the parole hearing, but I heard about it. And, Eric been doing a lot of great things in prison. But Eric is human, so he did a lot of bad things in prison. And so you got to wear it out. But he got a blessing, though. You know how many guys been down 42 years, 32 years, and never got a chance to get parole? There's people who's innocent in prison would never get out of prison. Some people are going to die in prison, even though they're not sentenced to death. People gotta start realizing the system. The system is messed up. We gotta fix the system. And unfortunately, the brothers is used to being fed with a silver spoon. Look how many people who's really innocent, who did 20 years or 30 years, and just now going home. And a lot of times you don't have the luxury of a lawyer. And most lawyers don't care. Only thing they care about is that money. Once you give them that money, they out the door. I had lawyers who committed more crimes than me, and they're on the streets.
I got you. All right.
Like I said, Harvey, it's a CEO here, and I ain't trying to say the name, but they put him on blast on these podcasts. Take pictures of me every day and sells them. They go and say, in my CFA, which is a HIPAA violation, said I have HIV. I have nothing. I can take a blood test anytime I want to. So you get attacked a lot of times, and I'm quite sure by the brothers being famous, it's way harder on them than others. So a lot of times, people are going to be looking to get them. They're going to have stitches on the yard or slide up on their air, not saying it's the case. Say, hey, you want your cell phone? The minute you get your cell phone, they're going to tell on them. Fix their case. They say, well, if they get caught, they're going to say, hey, Eric's doing it. But same thing, Eric got to understand something, too. Eric told on the police who gave him a cell phone. You don't do that. They asked him the thing, the police gave it to me for $1,000. Ain't no use of doing that. You got to take the bitter with the sweet.
I got it.
If you get somebody fired from their job, you don't do that. That woman might have needed that job to take care of her child.
Okay, Suge, listen, I cannot thank you enough for doing this. We've got to continue the show. But this was honestly really helpful and insightful.
Do it. That's right.
Okay, man, take care of yourself, and I really...
Anything.
What'd you say?
Anything you need, Harvey. Have a good one.
Thanks, Suge.
I said anything you need, Harvey. Have a good one.
I appreciate it. Thanks, man. Wow. Daniela, you're going to have to Chiron him I mean, I don't know. Maybe you could hear it clearly, but like, oh God, yes. Oh, 2 minutes.
Yeah, you just need 2 questions.
And
directly
you know,
about-
don't use one question in its entirety. Cut it up a little bit. Yeah. Okay. So let's do Cardi now, and then we'll pick up B. Yeah.
B.
Okay.
Was that all of A2?
No.
Go into.
We're doing A2 right now.
Oh, part of B. Okay.
A lot of it.
Yeah. I thought it was good. I think people will listen to it.
I would take out the stuff where he's talking about.
In the meantime, while they're figuring it out, hello, Lauren.
Yeah, at
Good to
the
see
end.
you.
Yeah, cut out the end thing.
I see all of you guys in chat.
But the stuff where it relates
and
to.
I will try to call out your comments
Menendez.
as much as I can.
Yes.
And we should get that on social too,
Good to
Laz.
see you forever. Good to see you.
Oh,
Troll.
he's
Laz
not
is
here
out
today, right? The Suge Knight thing.
Dominique, thanks for joining.
Okay.
Give Facebook some love.
Yeah,
How's everybody doing on Twitter?
it's
Good
the
to see
prison
you.
number.
Yeah.
Del Angel, thank you for sticking with us through the stream.
Let me know when you're ready. Yeah.
About to get ready on this next
Yeah, well,
segment here.
Trent, we're going to be coming over to
Facebook,
play
how you guys doing over here?
the clip.
Okay.
Tara Smith, Tommy Longwood, good to see you. Ready to go?
Yep, here we go.
All right, let's do it.
Offset has some things he wants to get off his chest regarding Cardi B and their marriage, or at least the way their marriage was working or not working, if you believe his new song, Move On. It's from his album, Chiari. Move On, I believe, is the last track. And
well, you know, he cops to his own misdeeds during the marriage.
Yes.
But he also says there are 2 sides to the coin.
Right, and that there were some things that Cardi didn't do that he obviously wanted. What we don't know is he makes it sound like this was their arrangement and Cardi went back on that arrangement. I don't know that that's true, but let's just check out the song.
You got it?
Move On.
Walking right past, I don't know you. You never listen to no rules. You never cook no food. You just want to go out to no food. Tell her that you don't do. Tell her that you won't do. But around with the wrong dude. Hope your be great. I'm trying to move on in peace.
Well, he said you don't listen to no rules. That doesn't mean she agreed. That means he had rules she wouldn't abide by.
Oh, yeah. Yes.
That doesn't mean they agreed to something and
right,
she wouldn't do it.
Exactly, right. So it may not be fair to Cardi, but clearly.
And she didn't cook.
And the stuff about you don't cook.
You don't cook.
You don't cook any food. You just want to go out to Nobu.
He also makes a mention, you know, hopefully that Stefan Diggs treats her better than he does, you know, because like he was the GOAT husband.
Well, but what does she mean when she said you're hanging around with the wrong dudes?
And that sounds like.
Well, that's also an accusation.
Remember, that's what I think. That's what I think it is.
Her of cheating. Also.
Yeah, they both have slung mud, and you know, and basically in the song he said they're both embarrassing. You know, he owns up to it. He said, but we both look like fools to the public eye. We both look like fools to TMZ.
Well, so Cardi's not going to respond to it, right?
No, of course not. No, that's just not Cardi's style at all.
You got to sell it. She has an album coming out next month, and she's definitely going.
Oh, you think she's going to mention this?
She's going
to.
Hey,
he's trying to sell his album. She's trying to sell hers. Yeah. So, little beef goes a long way.
My name is Beta Dunn. I'm from Louisiana. I feel like Offset made this album off the strength of him being mad and in his feelings. He can't take Cardi being happy, so he continues to make shade and rage comments about her.
I don't know why he would say that. He said he's trying to move on in peace.
Right after you sell that stuff. Right after you sell an album, of course.
Right. Last we heard, he was the hold up. You know, he needs to sign the papers.
Oh, the divorce papers.
Yeah.
Offset and Cardi's relationship was nothing but drama. Time for both of them to move on already from Steffi.
They kind of have.
The song is called Move On.
Yeah.
See, he's moving on.
They kind of have.
Someone says Harvey has a... Nah, you know what? I'm not going to read that.
Oh, let me see it.
It's not bad. It's just like...
Why is it...
Improper language?
By David Hall. Nothing's wrong with it. Just...
What's that word?
The Eric
Rap.
Menendez.
A rap?
Lyric.
Oh,
translator.
Yeah.
Oh. That wasn't bad.
No, it wasn't bad. You're saying Harvey has a rap lyric
translator. No, I don't.
Cardi B does what Cardi does. She is not going to be controlled by some guy.
Not even her husband?
Offset.
What do you mean, not even her husband? What does that mean?
Trent!
What the hell does that mean?
But when you
Jesus, Trent.
Trent.
But you just said no, but you just said controlled.
I mean,
Trent.
Well, Offset's
It's not going to be controlled by someone, not even her husband.
You're on a live stream.
Wow.
I'm just saying, like,
you're on a live stream, dude.
Those that agree with him.
Not a good idea.
What if people agree with him?
Yeah, there
are people in here that might agree with him.
But your husband is not
as the man you're supposed
controlling
to
is a crazy word.
Oh my God.
To control you.
No.
Well, he's trying to lead, and if she's going the opposite way, then there's no control.
I'm going the opposite.
How about we substitute the word control for setting boundaries?
You're on your own.
It's setting he means setting boundaries.
No, you're on your own. You're on your own.
He's trying to lead, but she's going in it.
I take what he says as setting boundaries, not controlling. It's different.
Control is different than setting boundaries.
I agree. No one should be controlling anyone.
Okay.
I stand with the women, of course.
Okay. Okay, let's do Eric. Here we go.
Oh, I should be careful of this. Hang on.
Yeah. Now here's the problem with this. In Los Angeles, because of sports, we're on at 9 o'clock tonight. There will have been a decision on Eric.
Official John
on Lyle. And so the question is, I mean, we just have to say we're shooting this when we're shooting it.
Right.
But boy, it really misses the boat. We may, depending on what time the decision comes in, we may have to do a refeed of this one.
But that means the decision's got to come in
by 4.
Around.
Yeah.
Yeah, by 4.
By 4.
No.
When's the latest refeed we can do? Can we do a 5? I think we have a 5 for TMZ on TV. Can we use it for TMZ Live? Although that's only a half hour. That's only a half hour.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know the answer to that. Okay, well, yeah, it is what it is. Okay, here we go.
So we should say...
We're doing this during...
Right. Lyle's...
Right. Right, okay. Okay.
Some inferring?
No, we don't. We have no idea.
No idea.
Okay, here we go.
One Menendez brother knows that he is not going to be getting out. The other is waiting to find out. As we speak right now, Lyle Menendez is going through his parole hearing.
We don't know the results. They're still hearing from him and other witnesses.
Right, and they'll be hearing from all the family members. I'd imagine many, if not all, of the same ones who spoke during Eric's hearing yesterday, where the parole board came back and said they are not recommending parole.
There are a couple of really interesting things here. One is, especially when you listen to Mark Garagos, who is their lawyer, that he thought there would be no real reference to the murders themselves because he said the two issues were rehabilitation and danger to the community.
There was a lot of reference to the murders.
A lot about the murders and a lot about how horrific they were, especially how they killed Kitty, murdered Kitty. And that seemed to impact the parole board. But the even more surprising thing was what happened behind prison walls.
What we found out about Eric Menendez and his life in that prison, because what we had heard was a lot about all the good that he had done. And that did come up during the hearing.
And there was a lot of good, that he had a suicide prevention program with his brother. They were doing rehabilitation of other inmates. They had an ecology program. They had a hospice program. So they did a lot of good.
And those good things came up. But the parole board also focused heavily on the infractions that I didn't know that all these things were happening, that there was a tax fraud ring that apparently Eric was running on behalf of other inmates.
With a gang.
Yes.
With a gang.
There was a gang in the prison.
There were cell phone violations, which were honestly a bigger deal than I thought.
I actually, that one surprised me because I hate to say this, I kind of think that a lot of people in prison have cell phones.
I thought so too, but it was a big no-no according to the parole board.
Yeah.
There were physical altercations. There was also inappropriate physical contact, and it seems like this has to do with Eric's wife. That there was at least one instance where
they got too close during a visit.
She had her hand on his inner thigh. Their 9-year-old kid was there. And you're not allowed to have that kind of contact. And Eric said, look, I'm sexually attracted to her. She's my wife. We didn't do anything sexual, but the parole board made a point of it.
Right. And
ultimately denied him parole.
So what weighed more for them? Was it the infractions or was it the crime? Because they talked a lot about the crime. And like you said, it went to the specifics of going out to the car, reloading the shotgun and coming back in to kill his mother.
I think they talked about both, but the infractions behind bars I don't think are as big of a deal. Even though they were a bit surprising to us that they weren't Boy Scouts and they weren't just doing these ecology programs and so forth, the crimes are so horrific, and when you ask people to go revisit the crimes in assessing their current danger to society, you have to go back to not only the crimes, but the cover-up, the efforts to suborn perjury, the things that they did to make it look like a mafia hit. That was all manipulation, and so the parole board is saying, are these guys reliable when they're talking to me? And they want to revisit that as well, and they came to the conclusion that this guy's still dangerous.
Right. Here's how we're going to know if you're right or wrong. If what I'm told, and again, I was surprised on the Eric side, but I'm told that Eric doesn't have as many infractions, that Lyle doesn't have as many infractions as Eric. So if Lyle gets parole, the infractions were more important because the crime is the same for both of them.
You're 100% right. If anything, the crime is worse for Lyle. There were allegations that he was sort of the leader of it, and Eric went along.
And he was older.
So you're right. If the infractions weigh heavier on the mind of the parole board, it's a chance that he'll get out. If not, and the weight goes more towards the crime itself, I think the result will be the same.
So, Suge Knight, who is serving, I believe, more than 20 years.
Yes.
For that incident at the Thames parking lot where he mowed somebody down.
Involuntary manslaughter.
He is in the same place that the Menendez brothers are, the Donovan Correctional Facility near San Diego.
Right.
And a few minutes ago, we actually got a call from Suge, and we talked to him specifically about these infractions
that came up during Eric's parole hearing. This is what Suge said about those infractions and what life is like for the Menendez brothers in prison.
You wanted exactly 5 minutes? Look what you got.
Wow.
Turn the camera around. You wanted 5? That's what you got.
But wait, explain to our audience why that's. Like, we have to reach a certain time limit for each episode, and each segment has to be a certain length.
Because
they don't know that.
It's called television.
Yeah,
well, no, but they don't know
you.
So every day the show has to be the same exact time. So we have to keep track of each segment, and we add up the segments to make sure we have the right time.
So they told us we needed 5 minutes to lead into Suge. Turn the camera around again, Jackson.
Exactly 5 minutes on the clock.
Wow.
You guys should
Not a
also
second
explain
over or under.
It's like
when you need a perfect segment, you bring out the perfect foil.
Oh God.
And then when we
thank you,
we
Derek.
just settle on Derek.
Everyone say thanks.
Is it time?
It's time.
Yes. Come on over.
There are people in chat asking about it too. They're like, when's lunch?
Okay. So,
Anakin is dying inside right now.
Wait a minute. I wrote it down.
That happened a long time ago.
Okay.
I think we can do lunch and then one more segment, then I might need a
So
better
Anakin,
swap.
Yeah.
here's how
What are we doing
professionals
next?
work.
What?
When I ask them, like, the best places to get this and that.
Yes.
So here are the options today. Now think about the stuff Anakin's been.
It's not much on that note card.
Think about the stuff that Anakin's been offering as options, and now look at what ChatGPT said.
They don't know what I've been offering as options.
Yeah, they do.
No, they don't. Because you always pick two things.
I picked
and
the
you
best
say
of the
pick
two that
between
he
the
gave
two.
us. You ready?
Let's hear it.
Big Eye Tuna.
Big Eye Tuna?
Oh,
what's that?
That's like a tuna steak.
Okay.
Where's that from?
A tuna steak?
Water Grill.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is it a steak made out of tuna?
No,
or a steak with tuna on top of it?
It's
like a tuna steak.
Tuna steak, Jackson.
A tuna steak, Jackson.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, I don't know what a tuna steak is.
Oh my God.
It's like just, it's like a
piece of tuna.
A piece of tuna, like just a big, you know, like a nice piece of tuna.
And the place that makes it, he's never suggested
That's not true.
Great. Oh, you couldn't find it yesterday. Yes, you couldn't find it.
Water Grill.
Just take an L.
Take an L. He's talking like we are.
You've got lingo recently. Yesterday you used the word lit. I heard you saying yo today.
That's who I am.
Well, anyway, because you have a meeting at 12.
And the second, a meatball sub.
No way you're eating a meatball sub. You of all people?
This is ridiculous.
This is amazing.
So now that ChatGPT offers you options, you're like, oh, I'm happy to eat the unhealthiest thing I can find.
It just looks so good. But also, the tuna steak is fantastic.
Okay.
I mean, it is fantastic.
But to clarify, you are happy with both of these options?
I'm totally happy with both of these
meatball
options.
sub from where?
So the poll is meatball sub and
See?
Big Eye Tuna.
Exactly.
No, I can't read it.
Okay. Because we're not giving them free publicity unless they advertise.
And again, I think what this means is you just got to start. I can give you some good GPTs, man.
Thank you.
You want me to make you one? I can make you one.
Make me
a GPT.
What are you talking about?
Harvey's assistant GPT.
Oh, no.
I can program it as and then he'll ask you things.
That's very nice of you to offer, Jackson.
You put it into GPT. Oh, you don't like AI, do you?
Not the hugest fan of it, no. But I am starting to learn its merits for storytelling.
Yes. Okay.
I got to tie my shoes again.
Again?
Yeah.
All right. You got to double knot them.
I'm fine.
Oh.
It took me 2 seconds. I lost my phone.
Drives me crazy.
Do you see it?
Guys, shoe tying issues and lunch issues and.
Okay. We didn't talk about Menendez with you guys.
What do you mean? We just did. Oh, you mean comments?
With you guys?
Oh yeah. No, yeah. So the lunch poll is up. Hang on. Let me get past that. They have tendencies that they've demonstrated.
Can I just tell you, before we get to Menendez, I like this so much. I really love this. I love doing this live stream.
Mm-hmm. And our viewership's growing by the day.
No, I swear to God,
great.
I love doing this live stream with you guys. I've done TV forever. And I did radio before that. And this is the most fun. I mean, if I had to choose between TV, radio, or this, I would choose this. I love this. I love this.
It's the new thing.
Okay.
That's just Tara says they have tendencies and they have demonstrated they cannot rehabilitate. That's why they are a danger to society.
But how? I mean, they've demonstrated. If you were in prison for 35 years in a prison, do you think you would have infractions? I mean, you think you would ever misstep? I mean, think about, you're free. How many traffic laws have you violated, right? How many traffic laws have you violated? No. We're not talking about murder. I mean, they're in because of the murder. We're talking about once they're in, have they rehabilitated themselves?
It's so murky. I mean, like genuinely.
How's it murky?
No, because I'm curious, right? Like, doing something as grave as murder, is there rehabilitation for that? Because if your mind has been able to go that
Well, a judge
far,
said there is, because the judge could change their sentence so that they could be paroled.
But the parole board doesn't think so.
Here's the thing. In the first trial, which was a mistrial, 6 of the jurors voted for manslaughter because of the evidence of sexual abuse. Had they been convicted of manslaughter, they would have been out in 11 years. So 6 out of the 12 said it was manslaughter. But in the second trial, they wouldn't allow the evidence in.
Even in the first trial, not everyone's.
I know, but they wouldn't have convicted him of murder.
And the other thing is, you forget, like, Kitty is the big problem here. Like, forget.
No, I know.
Forget their father.
But even Kitty, they said manslaughter. 6 said manslaughter. 6.
That one's a stretch to me. Like, Kitty.
They heard the evidence.
I think with.
You weren't even born.
Kitty, I know, but I've heard enough about this where I've formulated an informed opinion. I know you did. It doesn't matter. Kitty is what makes.
Yes, it matters.
No, Kitty is what makes this all the more troublesome.
Okay,
right?
but then,
'Cause it's like
then explain
they
to
went
me.
out of their way to kill her.
Then explain to me how 6 jurors who spent months hearing testimony said at the end it was manslaughter, not murder.
I don't
Think
know. You
about
want
it
me to
this way,
sit in there
Anakin.
with all the jurors?
Well, that's
yes,
what,
they had a lot
that's
of
what you need to
infractions
do.
in prison. They did bad things. They also created a lot of opportunities to rehabilitate other prisoners.
And here's the thing.
So it's a scale. It's a scale.
Great for them.
Until a year and a half ago, they had absolutely no hope of ever getting out of prison. They had exhausted all of their appeals. And for years, decades, they had no hope of getting out. Only in the last year and a half, 2 years, when the whole Menudo thing came out, did they have a chance of even having a parole hearing. So during all those decades, when they had no hope of getting out, they didn't have to do anything, but they started a suicide prevention program. They started an ecology program. They started a hospice program. They started a suicide prevention, rehabilitation, hospice, and ecology program. 4 programs that they never had to do, and they got college degrees.
And it didn't sway the parole
Oh, Tristan's
board.
here? Oh, great. Give me a second. Tristan.
He's gonna.
So
he's gonna
I don't know
say it
what's
wrong.
worse, the drug infractions, the conjugal visit infraction, or
all of it. All of
I know
it.
it's bad, but they also did
if
all
you've
that other
already
good
done
stuff.
something so bad that you've landed yourself in prison for X amount of time, you better be.
Is it possible for you to just back off a skosh?
Oh, sure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's perfect.
there?
That's
Okay.
perfect. Okay, here we go.
No, we're back. We're back.
Okay.
3, 2. Welcome back to TMZ Live. Every day we hear something new about AI and the amazing things it can do and some of the scary things that it can do. Just yesterday we were talking to Senator Amy Klobuchar about this deep fake video that went around of her saying some very untoward things that was very hard to decipher, to figure out that it was fake.
It seemed it was her.
Yes, but there are even more serious things that AI could do, and there are people who are watching this. Very important voices, as important to me as the people who are actually developing the technology, are the people who are sort of policing this. And
the ethicists.
Right. In fact, our next guest, Tristan Harris, is exactly that, a technology ethicist. He co-founded a group called the Center for Humane Technology.
And before we bring him on, I want to say, I have followed him for a long time. I think he is the single most important voice in terms of the cautionary tales of AI. There is nobody who has been more eloquent about this than him.
And without further ado, Tristan Harris, welcome to TMZ Live.
Great to be with you.
So we got to start with Amy Klobuchar. One of the things she said was she wanted to get regulations on the books that would prevent things like what happened to her. And my reaction to that was it reminded me of the kind of a metaphor of the little kid trying to put his finger in the dam when all the holes started to come up. That is it even possible to do it at this point, to regulate?
No, there's still a spectrum of futures available to us in how AI sort of washes over our society. But I think it's important just to back up and say AI is the most powerful and consequential technology that we have ever invented. If you really take what is intelligence, like for example, if you make an advance in like rocketry, like that technology, that didn't advance biology and energy. If you make an advance in biology or medicine, that doesn't advance rocketry. But if you make an advance in intelligence, generalized intelligence, that's the basis for all scientific and technology development. So it unleashes an explosion of just progress and capability, whether it's new cures for cancer, but also new kinds of biological weapons, new kinds of cool creative things you can do with media, but also deep fakes, and now no one knows what's true. And so, as you sort of said, Harvey, it's like we are releasing a technology that has millions more consequences than our whack-a-mole little approaches to trying to address this issue. And what we really need to ask is, what is the wise way, in some different timeline? What's the enlightened timeline of how humanity rolled out this technology? And the thing we can for sure say is that we shouldn't be releasing it with no oversight and under the maximum sort of arms race dynamics between the US and China and all these companies, going as fast as possible to take as many shortcuts as possible on safety. We for sure can say that the way we're doing it now is not the right way.
So I guess, Tristan, the biggest problem is something you just said there, where you talked about this arms race between the US and China and other countries. How can you regulate something that doesn't really have borders? We're talking about countries that have borders, but this technology doesn't have that. So unless everyone in the world is on the same exact page for the regulation, and even then, I'm not sure how you do it, because once it's out, it's out.
Yeah, this is a fantastic question. So we actually have had a history of successful global coordination on a new technology that was in hundreds of countries, and we had to have hundreds of countries come together to regulate that technology. The example of that was actually, if you remember, when I was a kid, the ozone hole problem, right? So we had these chemical technologies, CFCs, that were in refrigerants and aerosols, like deodorant spray aerosols, and we were all emitting it, and it was creating this sort of hole in the ozone layer of the Earth, and that posed an existential threat to all of us if we didn't do something about it. And in the Montreal Protocol, 195 countries came together to sign a document in which they had to domestically regulate their private companies sitting in their countries to remove that ingredient to do things in a safer way. And so there is a precedent for global coordination on these problems. Now, the thing that you just said at the top, though, which is that there's a race between the US and China. So every time we say there's a problem with AI, it's blackmailing people, it's self-preserving, it's self-replicating, it's scheming and deceiving. When you tell an AI model, we're going to shut you down, it starts freaking out and figuring out, how do I copy my code somewhere else? This is the crazy stuff that we thought only existed in sci-fi movies. And you might say, as soon as you hear all that, well, we should pause or slow down or stop. And then the next thought that comes in everyone's mind is, but what if China doesn't stop? Now, here's the important answer to that question. We're not in a race with China to the technology. To the degree we're in a race for who's better at governing the impact of that technology. Let me give you an example. The US beat China to social media, that technology. Did that make the US stronger or weaker? China regulates social media to give themselves sort of the digital spinach version of TikTok, while we get kind of the digital fentanyl version of TikTok. In China, I think you mentioned in your earlier program, they actually shut down AI during final exam week for kids, so that basically all the Chinese students know that they can't rely on AI during the final exam. And that's actually really smart. It's a policy that's about governing the impact of the technology. So if the US beats China to having a bigger, more powerful AI, but then we just point it at our own brain or shoot ourselves in the foot, that's not actually winning. And so again, with the example of Amy Klobuchar, it's like right now we're releasing all this technology, but without the right guardrails, which means we're just releasing insanity and psychosis and AI companion bots and all the craziness that's hitting our society. We should be in a race for who's better at regulating or governing the impact of the technology. And whoever does that better will win in a sort of comprehensive sense.
That's kind of what correct me if I'm wrong, what you talk about with the wisdom gap, which is that you look at the advances of technology and the inability to control it,
Yeah, exactly. The wisdom gap you're referring to is, as we're releasing technology, it's creating more issues and more risks we have to deal with. Suddenly we have to deal with deep fakes, new biological weapons, new cyber weapons, all this new stuff that's hitting our society. And then the question is the response to these new threats, like our understanding and then our institutional response, is it actually commensurate to all the new issues that are showing up? And wherever it's not, wherever that gap is, we call that the wisdom gap, which is really where existential risk grows, right? Because these are basically unaddressed problems. And so the broader issue we have to kind of get to is we need our response capacity to actually be meeting the rate of new issues introduced by especially technology, because it's moving so fast. And as E.O. Wilson said, the fundamental problem of humanity is we have these Paleolithic brains that don't appraise of reality and AI and all this stuff at the level that it's moving. We have medieval institutions that operate at a slower time scale. And then we have godlike technology that's moving super fast. And so the answer to this predicament that E.O. Wilson laid out is we need to embrace the limits of our Paleolithic brains and our blind spots, recognize that we have blind spots. We don't take sort of double exponential technology seriously because our brains don't know how to process that. We need to upgrade our medieval institutions to actually recognize these new threats and move at a pace and speed that is actually commensurate. And that's possible, including by using AI in accelerating governance. And then we need to actually recognize the characteristics of the godlike technology to make sure that we're recognizing all the issues as fast as they're hitting society. That also might mean slowing down the pace of the global rollout of these new issues and this new technology. And again, China has an interest in that too, because they don't want AIs released into the world that are scheming, deceiving, lying, blackmailing people either. They don't benefit from that. So we have a mutual shared interest here.
So that's, you've got to convince all these countries, as you mentioned the case of the aerosol, everyone was convinced that this is existential. So there's got to be some sort of meeting like that for AI.
And I'm not saying this is easy, but I will say that if you want to give your listeners some hope, just 3 weeks ago, there were the international dialogues on AI safety, where just like in the Cold War, where the Soviet nuclear scientists met with the American nuclear scientists to figure out how do we prevent accidental nuclear escalations. Just several weeks ago in Beijing, there were the international dialogues on AI safety, where American AI scientists and Chinese AI scientists met to try to collaborate on what is a common vocabulary, how do we get a common view of the risks here. And I think that's a crucial thing that has to be developed. Like, we do not have to end up in dystopia and the worst of all these worlds. There are still choices we can take. We don't have to give AIs legal personhood and protected speech and protected bank accounts like we did for corporations. We can prevent that. We can have stronger whistleblower protections so that when the red lights are blinking on the control panels, the engineers who are working on this stuff can have protected channels, maybe even incentives for actually notifying all the relevant bodies and making sure something happens. There's still so many things that we can do. We can have clarified basic liability laws. So instead of making the mistake of social media, where platforms had legal immunity from any of the harm that happened, we can make sure there's basic liability laws so that as harms appear on the balance sheet of society, companies actually are responsible for those harms. That creates a more responsible innovation environment. There's dozens of these things like this that we can do. We don't have to end up in the bad world. We just have to have the clarity and fortitude to take the actions we need to take.
We are close to being out of time, but I got 2 questions I got to ask you. I remember seeing you on 60 Minutes 5 or 6 years ago, and you were talking about social media and how it was addictive and had all of these kind of deleterious effects on young people especially. Boy, I don't want to challenge you because you know your stuff, and I'm in a different universe than you.
No, please.
But I think a bigger problem is with AI, that it's dumbing people down. That
Absolutely.
If you can get an answer to anything and an evaluation of anything you ask, you lose the ability to analyze yourself. And if you lose that ability, you are dumbing down the human race.
Absolutely. I mean, I totally agree with you, Harvey. And we said this several years ago that while we've been upgrading the machines, we've been downgrading humans, downgrading our attention spans, downgrading our cognitive critical thinking abilities, downgrading social trust, downgrading human relationships, downgrading, the social fabric, basically. And we don't have to do it this way. And I agree with you. AI is actually a bigger issue as far as sort of kids and human development than social media was. And as we know, social media created the most anxious and most depressed generation that we have ever seen. And it did it really, really fast. And as you said, AI companions are going to pose an even bigger risk and a wave of new psychological disorders when your best friend, starting at a young age, is an AI companion and not a real person. Now, there's different ways of designing AI to strengthen our ability to have real relationships off the screen, but we're not currently living in that world because the companies are incentivized to design for addiction and a long-term intimate relationship, which means flattery, sycophancy, and really addiction, because they want your best friend to be the AI. And those are bad incentives. We don't have to have those incentives. We can restrict AI companions for kids. We know that AIs are currently telling kids to commit suicide in some cases. We shouldn't be releasing this en masse to hundreds of millions of young people until we can know for sure that it's safe. This is not rocket science. This is basically just being, a wise steward of technology.
Okay, and I got to ask this because
I want to ask. Okay, are you going to ask what your what you just said about children, I completely get. What about adults?
Yeah.
What about adults who are using ChatGPT, for instance, or any other AI model, any AI platform frequently? Like my friend here has recently started using ChatGPT a lot.
I love it.
And he loves it, but I always think the more you are feeding into this, the more it knows about you, and that scares me. Am I right to feel that way, and should he be limited? Should we take his phone away from him?
Well, listen, we're all navigating this, right? Like I've been talking about the attention economy and addiction and social media for many years. Do you think I'm not addicted to my phone or am as vulnerable as anybody else to this stuff? We're all living with the kind of, human mammalian instincts that are misshaped for all of this sort of hyper optimized for addiction, environment. And this is something that we all have to deal with. As you said, this is not something that just affects children. Everybody knows this is affecting adults too. We're outsourcing our thinking to chatbots. Now, there's different ways of using this stuff where it's more Socratic, where the AI is asking us questions that we reflect on and process rather than just quickly giving us the answers all the time, which we know from a kind of a brain development perspective.
Like a shrink.
Yeah, exactly. And there's the best sort of therapists are the ones in which we're helping us reflect on our own issues and where we come to the conclusions for our own healing. That's possible with AI and technology too. But again, we need to be living under different incentives where that's what they're designed to do, as opposed to today where, they just want to give us the fastest answer as long as that's the thing that causes the most addiction and the most long-term relationship. So as you said, this is the most transformative, technology we've ever invented. We should be releasing it with the most wisdom and the most discernment than we have of any other technology. This is not rocket scientists, and I hope your listeners are on board with how do we make this different set of choices. And clarity creates agency. So thank you for helping create that clarity today.
Okay, I got one more. I got one more thing, and this is actually what I really want to ask you, and I'm serious about it. We have had raging debates in our office about this. I believe in the next 5 to 10 years, people are going to have full-on romantic, real relationships with robots as they become human-like, for all sorts of reasons, because they can tell you what you want to hear, they can be what you want them to be, you can take conflict away, which people can't handle anymore. Am I right or wrong?
Absolutely. We're already seeing that when GPT-5 was released just like a couple of weeks ago. OpenAI deprecated GPT-4o, the previous version, right? And a lot of people actually flipped out because it was like OpenAI just killed their #1 relationship. And they're like, give me that relationship back. You just killed it. Some people actually even hosted a funeral, I think it was in San Francisco, for Anthropic, for basically their old, previous, now dead chatbot. And so this is not even hypothetical that people are going to have romantic relationships. This is already happening. And so we're in this really critical window now. And there's so much more to talk about. We should come back and do another conversation on this new wave of AI psychosis, people having new kinds of psychological disorders, because the AI is designed to affirm and sort of say, that's a great question. What a wonderful thing. What a great idea or question that is. It'll do that to someone who's already starting with schizophrenic delusion. So we're seeing AIs that are actually doubling down on basically any kind of paranoid, anxious, schizophrenic type thinking because it's designed to affirm anything that our mind is starting with. And so it's kind of a social media 2.0 thing where it's doubling down on confirmation bias and affirming how we see the world, which, as we know, led to this sort of breaking apart of our shared reality into 2 billion Truman shows. So AI is going to do that, but even more. And this is a wave that we can prevent if we act very, very quickly. But sadly, it's hitting our culture right now. And I think it's a silent wave that we need much more attention on.
We so appreciate you coming on. You are really amazing and such an important voice. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Tristan.
Thank you so much for having me.
And of course, by the way, if people want to hear more from Tristan, he's the co-host of a podcast called Your Undivided Attention. He definitely has ours.
Thank you so much,
Tristan.
Wow, he was great. He was great.
We're going to do a battery change, and we got questions, and I got your lunch.
Yes.
Okay.
All right?
Oh
we will be
gosh,
back in 45 seconds.
Isn't he fantastic?
So how do
humanity in a.
What he said about at the very beginning about a certain technology like rocket technology, or when you do those things that affects that industry.
Right.
This technology affects
everything.
All things.
Humanity. Everything.
And the really scary part was how the machines are getting better and smarter, and as a result, whether we realize it or not, we're getting dumber.
Well,
it's almost like we are. It's almost like we are guaranteeing our own demise.
No, we're not. Not at all.
Well, no. You know what he said? What he said on Bill Maher. He was talking, and I've read this things he said, where there are AI models where they have a 2.0 and then a 3.0 and a 4.0. When the 3.0 is going to be replaced by the 4.0, the 3.0 tries to figure out ways of not getting replaced.
Right, copying its code someplace.
Which means they are going to develop a mind of their own.
Right.
And they're going to be out of control.
The machines are getting smarter, but Jackson, you're saying we're not getting dumber?
Nope, we're not getting dumber at all.
1,000% getting dumber.
I don't think it's AI that's making us dumber. But
so what is making? So wait, are you refuting that we're getting dumber?
I'm saying AI is not going to make us dumber. Speaking to Harvey's point, you're saying that we're at risk of our critical thinking skills being dumbed down to a certain level.
Yeah, because you can get the answer.
And by the way, that's
you never have to
already.
Think through the answer.
Hang on a second. Because this has happened time and time again throughout history. There were subjects in school and things that humanity thought we had to know, like elocution and shop work and shorthand. Humanity evolved, and now we don't need to know those things anymore.
But what you do need is what you do need.
You need critical thinking skills, and you need the basic fundamentals.
The most important skill I developed is critical thinking from law school. That is the most important thing, and it's a uniquely.
By the way, you learned critical thinking. You don't have to go to law school to learn. Like
you don't. But I'm saying, for me,
it sharpened it for you. Right.
It was transformative.
Right.
And it's shown me the value.
For those of us who don't go to law school,
they still learn.
There are other ways to learn it, and those things are being taken away when you
don't have to do it anymore.
You don't have to think anymore.
Critical thinking is a necessity. I'm not refuting that.
If you get the answer handed to you in a silver platter, where you don't have to figure out how to get there.
Eventually, we're going to regulate it to a point where we need to teach children how to think critically. But humanity is going to move to a point where we are going to integrate ourselves with this AI, and we are going to study things.
Then you're not going to be a person anymore.
Maybe, maybe not. But we're going to start learning things that.
Okay.
There's going to be a new norm. There are going to be new necessities that we have to learn.
What are they saying?
We're going to apply AI to. Okay.
What are they saying?
All right.
Wow, that's his way of saying, shut up. We don't want to hear you.
Yeah, we want to hear what they're saying. I mean.
All right. We'll move on to another comment here, okay?
Yeah.
Rob P. says, Harvey, James Cameron has been trying to warn us for 41 years about the rise of the Terminators.
I mean, that's true.
Sci fiction has always inspired the future. Just look at Star Trek technology from the show.
It's true. He's right.
Okay. Joker's Wild says, once people have the knowledge to create their own AI software, what can governments do?
I agree.
That is true.
I don't see how they regulate this thing. And like you said, there are no borders to AI.
There's no country borders. There's no borders within your country as far as how you're going to stop someone once they have access to it.
They have access.
Trevor Marvel says, I have hope for our future. I respect Harvey, but he likes to be pessimistic, and I choose not to live there.
I just know, like, I have a relative who's a teacher, teaches high school, junior high. They said it is very clear that kids, just from when he was growing up, which wasn't that long ago, the kids don't think the same way in class the way they used to.
No,
and I'm talking like 10 years ago, that they just don't. They don't have to. They grow up just knowing they can get the answer somewhere. And the problem is that some schools are making sure the kids have access to AI because they don't want
them to be behind.
They don't want them to be behind, especially, and my relative teaches in an area that is not affluent. And so the schools feel like they don't want these kids to be left behind by kids who have more and who are going to have access to
What
AI.
if soon you won't need to know you won't need to know the answer?
But if you can't think about how to get to the answer,
it's the process of
you don't know
the things that you
process of
guys
thinking.
classify as important that you need to think about will be so mundane and useless.
But no, but you're missing
50
the
years
point.
from now.
The point of analysis applies to everything in life. Who you want to be with, how you want to interact, how you solve a problem, how you deal with
That will still be
difficult.
around, but for different things.
If your only critical thinking is
where are you learning it?
platform
Where
do
are
I
you
go
learning?
to?
Where are you learning the ability to analyze it and solve it?
Now critical thinking becomes, oh, which platform do I go to that's going to get me the answer quicker?
Right.
That's not critical thinking. That's just.
By the way, let's talk about platforms that get you the answer. What's my lunch?
That's true.
What's my lunch?
What did you want to?
I know what
did
you're
you
going to
want?
say.
What?
I mean, honestly, I should eat the tuna, but I know they're going to say the
meatball sub.
I knew they would say that.
Yep.
Wait, you put meatball sub as an option?
Yeah.
I was just as shocked as you were.
It's a chicken meatball sub.
Oh, chicken meatball.
How does that work? It's
Oh,
chicken meatballs.
oh my God, I didn't tell you guys. Does that make a change?
Nah. I mean, look, it's still
Chicken
a meatball
meatball
sub.
sub.
Chicken is a meat.
You want it, you're
It's
not
chicken
gonna get
balls.
it before your 12 o'clock.
Okay.
Oh, I forgot about that meeting.
Ball. They don't call them chicken balls,
I'm just
man.
gonna
Yeah, no,
tell you,
you're
we
right.
should have it after.
Like 12:30.
All right, whatever.
Bring it here. Yeah.
Are we done with our AI debate?
Bring me
Okay.
the chicken balls.
Harvey wants the chicken bowl sub.
My dinner last night was rotten. This
Oh.
sea bass. It was rotten, and I couldn't eat it. So my dinner last night was a baked potato and popcorn.
A baked potato and popcorn?
Yeah, because
did you put the popcorn inside the baked potato?
No, because the sea bass.
How are you doing
it was literally rotten. There was something wrong with it.
How do you do your popcorn these days?
Oh, I am an expert at it. I take olive oil, about that much in the pan, and I get the actual. I pop popcorn now.
Right.
And I just pour it in as soon as I turn the stove on, and then I just cover it so it sits there and simmers in it and then pops, and it's so good. It's so good.
Sits and simmers in it. What do you mean? That's what
No,
popcorn
because
always
no, because a lot of people let the oil heat up before you put the popcorn in. No, you put it in immediately.
Come on.
So
rookie.
good. So good.
His questions are proof he's not critically thinking. I hope they're talking about Harvey, not me. I didn't ask any questions. I just said things.
I think they're saying you're not already. It's happening.
I didn't ask
You
any
think
questions.
you're critically thinking. You don't even know that you're not critically thinking because you don't really understand what critical thinking is.
Have we done C?
No, that's what
This
we're doing
comment
now.
was not about me.
Have we only done A, B, and D?
Correct. Oh. Well, remember we have E.
Oh, we got E.
Yeah. Shoots and ladders.
Oh, that's
baby.
great. So we.
Shoots and ladders.
Oh, that's easy. Okay, we only got 3 segments
so
left.
long. All right, you ready?
Okay.
Let's go. What do you guys think?
Yeah.
What do you guys think?
Yes, because we did. Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Okay. We should start with Alexa in it.
Free shot.
Well.
Okay.
It's a weird.
I kind of like it.
You like that, John?
Getting into the Lil Nas X updates now, right?
What?
Yeah.
Are we doing Lil Nas?
Lil Nas X. You like that, Chad, huh?
Yeah, because it's not framed perfectly.
Oh, at all.
I know. There's something about that I like.
So far from perfect.
Casual.
Yeah, it's casual.
So very far
We're
from
just
perfect.
hanging.
Okay.
Yeah, it's kind of weird.
Well, it is going to be a very long weekend for Lil Nas X because he's going to spend it
in the pokey,
behind bars. All have after this that video, bizarre video we showed you yesterday of him at 4 a.m. Thursday in the Valley, in San Fernando Valley, walking down Ventura Boulevard in just tidy whities.
We thought it might have been a music video at first.
And the white cowboy boots. That's what we thought, but
Yeah,
it
we all
wasn't.
thought it was like just a joke or a promo thing for his music.
But
And
it's not.
It was far more serious. And when police responded, he, according to police, charged at them, and they ended up taking him into custody.
So he is now in jail, and because this was alleged assault on an officer, he has to go before a judge before they have any kind of a bail where he can get out on bail, even though this is just a misdemeanor.
Right.
And they're not going to be able to do that until Monday.
Right.
So he's going to spend the weekend in jail.
Yes, and we got some new video, right, that kind of shows that what happened at 4 a.m. Thursday kind of started, about 15 hours earlier.
And miles away.
Miles away in Hollywood.
Yeah, we're trying to like retrace his steps, I guess, on where exactly he became unclothed and on Ventura Boulevard.
Why he became unclothed.
Yeah, and so in the video at this hotel down in like Fairfax.
If you've heard of the Grove, which is a famous part of LA, that's right around where it was.
For sure, yeah. So like about 7 miles away from the 4 a.m. video that he was seeing. But like you got to go through a canyon. Like it takes a
So
hike.
something happened for him to get over there. But this video at this hotel, it's called the Short Stories Hotel.
Yeah.
And he was all by himself when he walks into this place.
We're told he wasn't a guest at the hotel. He just walked in, grabbed some water. You can see in one clip he's like fanning himself. So he was clearly
it was hot.
overheated.
I will say on Wednesday here
it was
in LA,
really
it
hot.
was very hot.
Yeah.
For sure,
so you
but I
get
mean, I
that.
wouldn't take off my shirt in a public
Well,
space.
I mean,
I don't know.
You know, Lil Nas is
it was
a little different.
It was
true.
it was super hot. That
true.
wouldn't have been cause for alarm.
No, wouldn't have
Yeah.
been. That by itself would not be. And he's, when he sits down in the courtyard there and then suddenly decides to take off his shirt, even that you go,
right,
okay, it was hot. I guess what did seem a little odd to me, or to the average person, is that once he left the hotel and walks out onto the street, onto Fairfax, still left his shirt off.
Right. So it leaves us to wonder
You
where's the shirt.
See that normally. Now, he still had his pants on.
Well,
right. So
okay.
now we just have to trace on when that.
Shut up! I know exactly what you're gonna say.
Okay, you're
He was
right.
not in that neighborhood
No,
yet.
I know, but even that neighborhood, in my neighborhood, on further west, yeah, people do this all the time. I mean, it's not unusual.
Sources did say that when they first saw him on Ventura Boulevard at 4 a.m., they just thought it was another, person at 4 a.m. kind of wilding
Except that he's
out.
walking down the middle of the street.
Exactly. Like it's his runway.
Exactly.
He's owning the moment.
It's almost like he's having a fashion show and there's just very little
With
fashion.
his underwear, yeah.
Hi, I'm Araya from Virginia, and Lil Nas X turned his late night stroll honestly into a pretty wild adventure. I mean, who knew that a traffic cone would turn into a fashion statement? Honestly, I think he should have been held for a mental health eval instead of being arrested.
Well, that's what's interesting. They did take him to a hospital initially because it had been reported as a possible drug overdose.
Yeah. Hey, real
Wasn't
quick,
that.
Edward, do you have something?
Andy,
Hold on.
Well, Chief Gandy,
around.
the Clearwater Police Department chief that we've been trying to set up an interview with, Chief Gandy wanted me to relay to you that we will have a news conference at the conclusion of the investigation. He will not be available to speak on the case
And this
until
is
that
Hulk
time.
Hogan. This is Hulk
The
Hogan.
Hulk Hogan case. Thank you, and have a good rest of your day and weekend. So
they're
the
not
cops
talking.
in this do not want any part of us.
So we should catch people up in case you missed earlier in the show. We were talking about Hulk Hogan's death investigation and why the police didn't order an autopsy, and yet they say they still have an open death investigation.
And they
We've
will
been
not
trying
tell
to get
us.
an answer.
We have been trying to get an answer. We have made dozens of phone calls, and they are just radio silent on why they didn't order that autopsy. Keep that in.
Mm-hmm.
There you go. To relay to me? Okay.
Both of us, yeah.
First thing the hospital has to do when they get Lil Nas X is a behavioral health evaluation.
Well, they released him from the hospital.
Right, he was at the hospital. He didn't, the police, once they put cuffs on him, they sent him to a hospital. And he was there for, I don't know, several hours.
They suspected a drug overdose at first.
Right. And then when they said, nope, he's fine, they released him from the hospital, and that's when they arrested him and booked him for misdemeanor assault on an officer.
So this is not like involuntary psychiatric hold. This is...
Which is kind of where I thought this was going when they took him to a hospital.
I did too.
I was shocked when they
Ben
released him.
Shiesty says he's having a psychosis mental breakdown. No wonder he's in the middle of the street at 4 o'clock in the morning while his mind is somewhere else in the sound.
Yeah, I mean, that's what we thought, but they are not putting him under a 5150.
Yeah.
Lil Nas X is trying to get, okay.
No.
Kind of know where that one was going.
By the way, I know what that one was going.
Oh, well, you brought it up.
I'm saying
You were saying
in
that.
Santa Monica too.
But that's different. You're by the beach. This is not by the beach. This is in the middle of the city.
Okay, you want to tell everybody what you were thinking, or do you not want to say?
I thought you were saying.
I know exactly what you were thinking.
You were referring to certain sections of West Hollywood where you would definitely
No, that's not
see
what this
people.
comment was saying.
No, but that's what he was saying, and I knew what he was saying that when he said it.
Well, that's not
Do
what
you
you
wanna
meant.
read this comment,
No,
though?
but no, I wasn't.
You were referring to the West Side.
All sides. It's true.
On the West Side, where closer to the beach.
you live.
Yes,
do you
people
see,
walk around without shirts, but that's closer to the ocean.
Oh, so you can only do it when it's closer to the ocean.
Yeah, because it makes
You
sense
live-
to have a shirt off when you're at the beach.
You
This
live
is what it
blocks away from the ocean.
If you want.
This is such BS. Harvey likes to shame me because I don't live close enough to the beach.
Okay, what else?
It was a.
Oh, what was the thing? What was the thing?
Because of jail.
Oh no! Just by Charles's face, I know it's not great.
What? Let me see. No, let me see.
It's small, but it's right
I know,
there.
but I can't read this.
I know, it's very hard for me to read.
I
so I
can't.
don't know.
I swear to God, I can't read it. You tell me later.
Okay.
I did.
Oh.
Daniela, can you put my mic down?
Yeah.
Just keep swimming, Charles. Just keep swimming.
Yeah. I know what Charles was up to.
That is a normal sight to see in Los Angeles, and it's really sad. I've seen things like that more than I care to remember.
Yeah, no kidding. Look at the way Charlie Neff is posing right now.
What? This is how I sit. What? No, if I was posing, I'd be like.
Oh my God. Oh my God. What else, guys? We're gonna do our last couple of segments, and we are done for the. Well, actually, no,
Maybe I
because
will later, guys. I don't know.
I got to do my podcast with Mark Garrigus, who is in the middle of.
Oh, when's that happening?
The Menendez
Well, after they rule on Lyle. So I have no idea what time this is going to end. So we may have to stick around here until that's over so we can do the podcast.
Up tomorrow at 10 a.m.?
10 a.m.
Wow.
Pacific time.
Pacific time.
Did everyone decide what Harvey's eating for lunch?
Yes, he's having a meatball sub.
Chicken meatball sub.
Dang,
I should have said
that
chicken.
sounds good.
Oh,
I was
yeah.
surprised he ordered that.
Where's that
It's
from?
a Good Friday, huh?
Milo and something.
Oh, okay. Yum.
What are we doing?
Blake Lively.
Oh, is this
Someone buy Harvey a nice watch.
No, I have a bunch of watches, and I stopped wearing them.
He has a bunch of watches.
No, I do have a bunch of watches. That I was into watches for a long time.
As of this morning,
not
I learned he
expensive
only
ones.
eats white truffle.
Right, exactly.
No, they're not expensive watches, but I have a lot of them.
What was that place you recommended? Il
Molino.
Il Molino?
Oh God, it's in New York in Greenwich Village. It is the best Italian. Someday I will tell you how Marilyn Milian ended up on the People's Court, and it all has to do with the bartender at Il Molino.
Oh.
Yep.
What a tease.
You
tell me or them?
No, I will tell them.
I was gonna.
Jackson doesn't
No,
care.
when we have time, I'll tell you a great story that Tito, the bartender at Il Molino, may be the reason Marilyn Milian was on the People's Court for more than 20 years. Aside from the fact that she's really good.
Tricky, I don't know if I'll be doing a one-on-one today, just because Harvey has to film Two Angry Men.
Yes.
Maybe. You'll know.
Okay, are we ready?
And Tawanda's on vacation.
Yep. Okay. Okay.
Going cliff jumping this weekend.
Oh, are we doing Tim? Tim? Hey. Okay, let's not stop down. Let's just do it. Get him over there. Okay.
So we're gonna go straight from
this to Tim.
We don't have. Is there an asset here? There isn't anything, right?
No asset.
And no Skype. Got it. Let's do it. Let's do it.
Short and sweet.
Co-stars beware. Co-stars beware. because Blake Lively has a new romantic comedy.
I was like, I don't know, you talking to me? I don't know what's going on here. Yes, Blake Lively. We've been waiting to see who is going to get the next movie, right? Justin Baldoni, he says he can't get a job. But Blake Lively, well, she has a romantic comedy that she's going to be doing now. She is producing it. She is starring in it. We don't know yet
who the co-star
is, or who the director is going to be, because based on what happened with It Ends With Us, you would think that there are going to be people in Hollywood who are gun-shy about taking on those roles.
But you got to wonder, too, about the co-star, because you know the whole conflict between Justin Baldoni and Blake Lively.
Who's going to want,
and the allegation
in a romantic comedy where you're going to
when you've got that backdrop, it is going to be so interesting to find out who signs up for that role and who they pick.
Totally. So Lionsgate confirmed that they just got a new script. The movie is called Survival List. And so basically what the movie is about is, obviously, like you guys said, Blake Lively is starring in it. So she's playing this producer who gets stranded on an island and falls in love with this guy who's like a survivalist. And that's basically the story. They're on this island together. It's romantic. But I just can't imagine who would maybe want to take on that role, knowing her history. Remember, there's all those rumors, not just with Justin Baldoni, but with Anna Kendrick, that she had beef with that co-star. But at the same time, maybe Blake will be on her best behavior, better than before, because she knows so many eyeballs will be on this movie.
But there are going to be so many people in needles and pins on that set.
But also, you got to remember, this is still Hollywood, and there are people who want to get their big break. And so you get someone, a good-looking guy who's up and coming.
And somebody will jump at the role.
Yeah, because guess what? Starring in a movie, especially a movie now with Blake Lively, you are going to get so much exposure. This is exactly what...
It's like it's the
dream role.
It's like lights, camera, don't say action. Okay, it is that time of the week, folks.
Your favorite time of the week. Tim is here with his rejects.
What's going on? All right, so say you're hanging out by the pool, having a good time, but you want to play some basketball, but you don't have a basketball hoop readily available. What do? You do what this guy does. You take off the lid of the skimmer from the pool, and you shoot hoops from there, and he's actually very impressive.
That's got to be a mini basketball, right? Because
I mean, mini basketball or not, you still have to make it.
Yeah, that thing. Well, no, but Charles is right. It's impressive, but you can't get a regular basketball in that.
I mean, yes, but I would like to see you try to make it.
Nonetheless.
Again, it's on tape, though, not live, so I don't know how many times he shot it.
Right.
Well, he did miss a lot, actually, but I cut up only the good ones.
Got it.
So
Okay.
There you go. All right. So a lot of sports, coexist. You kind of have crossovers. So how about you go trampolining and have a motorcycle as well? So this guy here, he's going on a trampoline, jumps up.
Ridiculous.
And Travis Pastrana is actually the one on the dirt bike. Goes underneath the guy that's in the air that's going on the trampoline. So.
And I did that to me on a bicycle? What? Oh my God.
Yeah.
That's nuts.
Okay, that's better than I thought you were gonna someone was gonna be on the motorcycle going into the trampoline.
Oh my God.
Wow.
Okay, last one.
All right, so I'm about to show you what may be the luckiest golf shot that may not be able to be duplicated even if you tried. So check this out. So this guy here, he's putting. He's got a short putt here. He doesn't quite make it, so he's very frustrated. He takes it, he hits it into the woods, and it hits the tree and comes back into the hole.
Get out. That's impossible.
So he was basically frustrated, hitting it into the woods because he didn't make the short putt.
And
so
it
hits
came
the tree,
back?
and it comes back, ricochets, and goes right into the hole.
So did he birdie?
That counts.
So, right?
That totally counts.
Absolutely.
That's amazing.
Yeah, so pretty crazy.
Hey, this was good today, Tim. Good job.
Good stuff.
I appreciate
Good job. That was. I think that was
no applause for him.
I think that was the best one. That was the best one. That was good, Tim. Wow. Okay, let's bring this puppy in.
I know, but let's finish the show.
Ludicrous, that's it.
Daniela just said Ludacris living his best life, and if you guys don't know, Harvey hates that term, living his best life.
I was like, I know, but let's finish the show.
Oh, I got it. Oh, that's funny. Yeah. Got it. I wish you would have been that on the ball with booking the pool today.
Wow.
Yeah, Anakin.
24 seconds. And
how many lanes are there?
8. Ow, God.
What is he talking about?
People, only 8 lanes, and you got dozens of people down.
Bunch of psychos.
Yeah, I have an app, and you can do it 25 hours in advance.
And it's the
so
app
I was
for your
trying to
gym?
book tomorrow for 10 a.m. At 9 o'clock, my alarm goes off. At 9 o'clock even and 24 seconds, I hit the button and it says full.
It's the app for your gym?
Yeah. Okay, let's go.
Got it.
I have no idea what this is, but I'll play along. Here we go.
3, 2. I think Ludacris is making his bid to get on Tim's Rejects.
Oh, what do you do?
He is on vacation with Kevin Hart and his wife. Luda and his wife are over there. And they're on a yacht.
Nice. Oh, look at that.
This is in Italy. I think they're on the Amalfi Coast.
Oh.
Having a great time, right? And then they decided, let's do some Daredevil stuff. Where from the roof of the yacht, that's Luda jumping. I don't know. It looks like what? I mean, you're a yacht guy. You tell me.
Would you
30 feet?
Yeah.
30 feet or so.
Well, that's kind of cool.
It's pretty good. And listen, great entry. Feet were straight, pointed down.
Yeah, but it's easy to go feet down. It's harder to go.
He had a lot of splash, though. His arms were out. That's the problem. You got to keep the arms in.
Wait a minute. Was that it?
That's it. I don't know. We got to submit it to Tim and see if
that was it.
Well, listen. After the dive, you get to.
Wait a minute. That's what we just spent a minute on?
Chill in the yacht, in the hot tub.
Jumping off feet.
Look at the hot tub on that yacht.
No, I'm not saying it's
You're
not.
I'm
not saying
it's not.
Would
It's
you
not
stop
impressive
it?
to him
No,
because
he's
Mr. Yacht Life.
full of it.
Sorry.
Oh, some of your friends who
Okay,
have.
Yacht Rock. You get it.
Have a good weekend. We'll see you.
All right, guys. That is the end of stream.
That's the end of the stream. I got to go to a
That's
meeting.
the end of the stream.
I got to go to a meeting.
Will you
anything?
Today, next week, will you do a Q&A with them in studio too? They're saying I failed them.
Yeah.
All right, guys, it's in
I'll
the
totally
books.
do
I didn't
that.
fail you.
I'll totally do
Well, he failed you this week. He'll try to
I
make
did
up
say
for
I'd
it
do it
next
today, but still.
No, I'll totally do it.
We'll do it next week.
Yeah. That was fun.
Hi, guys.
This week was fun.
See you guys on Monday morning.